Good afternoon, everyone. I'm 101 Leafy, this is Kirby Star Allies, and today we'll be running through the ultimate choice, Soul Melter, using the artist copy ability. In case you aren't familiar with my content, we're going to be doing a ton of Kirby Star Allies live streams coming up soon, with different Soul Melter runs with different copy abilities and Dream Friends. We're going to be doing some speed runs through the normal game as well as the extra Star Allies Go mode. We're gonna have a lot of fun as well as release some amazing videos. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's get started here. I like playing as the helpers. In case you didn't know, when you're selecting your character, you can press X to change between Kirby and the helper. Each of them have their pros and cons. The helpers have different hitboxes than Kirby, which is really important to consider when you're doing things like Bonkers or King Dedede. They're some certain dodges that are very, very close for Kirby might not actually work out, and I've run into some issues with that. Other than that, the helpers are typically better because they can jump without needing to inflate. They can jump faster than Kirby, they can get into the air faster. And Vividra here can actually float, along with Ness P and I think a couple of others. But those are the two that I know right off the top of my head. I think they might be the only ones, actually. But either way, we're going to get started here. You can select your difficulty, select how many battles you're doing. The only way to do these things are max difficulty, no helpers. Anything other than that, not my style. That's what we're going to be doing all of our runs with. It's great to see you guys. Going to be looking at the chat from now on because before I wasn't because I didn't want spoilers. But now, hey, I played the entire game, so it's great to see you guys. We've got Popple, JX, Pixel Chew, He Knows All Michael, Sponsor Angry, Lampsy, Super Ultimate Killer, Unknown, Kyle, Jackson, along with some other people. So, artists, you've got a lot of different moves. One thing, I'll be walking through all my strategies for the bosses as we do the playthroughs here. It shouldn't take us too many tries to get it done with artists. I haven't completed it yet, but last time I got to the last hit of, just a spoiler warning, obviously this mode is playing through all of the bosses in the game, so there will be spoilers. But outside of that, making sure everybody that doesn't want spoilers has left. I got to the last hit of Morphonite pretty much, and then I died right before I killed him. So I should be able to clear it today on stream. It should be pretty fun. This is going to be hard, as Nicholas. The ultimate choice is pretty difficult when you're playing on Soul Melter, but I'm starting to come up with some really good strategies with the bosses. I kind of want to do standalone boss strategy videos, but I'm not entirely sure how I want to tackle them yet. I'll figure it out. So we're going to head towards the first boss here, Iggy Woods. He's just a lot more annoying version of Whispy Woods, but there is a way to cheese him. If you go all the way up here, so you press against him, and then you jump to the top of the screen, you literally can't get hit. You can't take damage at all. If you're using somebody like Meta Knight or Beetle that deals damage with their wings when they're floating, you can kill them super fast and super easy. Otherwise, just alternate between attacking and floating back up. Okay, I took a hit that I really didn't need to there. Just do this. But you gotta make sure that you're pressing B at the right time because you need to actually get your jump to trigger. If you don't press B at the right time, then you'll fall and you'll get hit like I did because you actually won't jump. Instead, you'll just fall because you'll try and jump when you're in the end lag of your move. So let's restart there while I'm not trying to explain what I'm doing, and it'll work out a lot better. Hopefully that makes sense. Nicholas says, cool trick, I know, right? Kind of interesting. Sponsor Angry says, Vividra is probably the closest we'll get to having Drasha as a dream friend, and I'm not even mad. Honestly, I would love to have Drasha as a dream friend. I would love to see Drasha in 3D, just in any way. How's it going, Toby? Yes, how's it going for me? It's going alright. Having a lot of fun with this game. I'm absolutely loving it. Got Persona 5 for your birthday. Wow, that's awesome. Great game. How's it going, Fritz? It's great to see you. I try to get used to the floating because I typically use Kirby, but I realized before I streamed, not necessarily right before I streamed, but when I was gearing up for the stream yesterday, that I should probably be using Vividra for the reasons that I mentioned. So I gotta get used to the floating. But I ultimately do think that it's better. It's just a little difficult to get used to. How's it going, Gaming Master? Great to see you. How do you unlock Soul Melter? Asked Casey. You need to beat difficulty level 5. I forget exactly what that's called. But you need to beat that, and then you need to beat Star Allies Go, which is the mode where you get to play as the Star Allies. And once you do that, then once you do both of those, rather, you'll unlock Soul Melter. And you'll unlock 6.0, but there's not really any point to it. How's it going, Thunder05? Great to see you. Alright, so when you open the chest, you get the puzzle pieces, but you don't actually get any of the puzzle pieces unless you clear the mode. So I guess the point to picking lower difficulties is grinding puzzle pieces, but you'll get those anyway if you're clearing Star Allies Go a bunch of times. So Bonkers does his dash attack, and then he bounces off the wall. Okay, I completely mistimed that. He bounces off the wall, and after he does that, he uses his Fire Slam. So you can dodge away and start poking at him like that, and now he does Hammer Spin. If you're too far away, then he'll do this toss, though. Let's dodge behind him. Now he launches into the Hammer Spin. It's possible to attack him, but I really just like to alternate dodging and then get him when he's in Hammer Spin. And when he lands, he'll do some hops after landing from Hammer Spin, like the final one. And that way, this is a really bad run, sorry. And that way, okay, we're restarting. And that way you'll have a chance to kill him. You'll have a chance to kill him after that when he's hopping around. All Games, Lucas Leafs, sponsor Lucas Leafs' noble goal was to take up the entire bottom of the screen there, and I think that he achieved it. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do an actual run. That went awfully. I have to get used to like really talking while doing my runs because I haven't really done a run of the ultimate choice where I'm talking through my strategies. It's turning out to be more difficult than I intended. How's it going, Bazaria? It says if there's anything I've learned having beat the same trial, it's that the statue move and the painting move are terrible here. No, absolutely not. So that's kind of an alternate strategy I wanted to talk about here. I'll show you afterwards. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this in more detail in my artist video coming out tomorrow, probably. But once you land the exact range that the painting ability has, I forget exactly what it's called. Painter, which is from where you spawn, it'll reach the very edge of the screen. But once you land it, like you figure out exactly how it is, then you can do some crazy stuff with it. Like figuring out the exact range here is crucial to beating Whispy Woods quickly. And when he lands, right here. So one really important thing to figure out, or at least realize, when you're using Artist, and this took me a little longer than I'd like to admit, is that you aren't attacking with your paintbrush. It sounds kind of counterintuitive, but when you're using your brush slash, you aren't actually attacking with your paintbrush. Instead, you're attacking with your paint. So anywhere that your paint goes, the actual particles are randomly generated, but there's a solid cone that your particles can appear in, and anywhere that your paint is going, you're attacking. You can deal damage. So it's especially important to keep in mind when you're using your dash attack, because see how it hits overhead like that? It has a pretty high vertical range. It's surprisingly large, and I did not expect that. So, who asked a really good question here? Explosive Koopa asks, can you use paintbrush, or will you die? So there is a move that is based on paint from Kirby Superstar. It's a full screen attack, and that uses up your paint ability, your paint artist ability, just like paint is a one-use ability. But for Vividria, since she's a helper, I think that it's on a recharge. So we'll see if you can use it. Yeah, I flat out don't think that you can use it. If you could, then I wouldn't use it because I consider it cheating, since you'd get an advantage if you're using Vividria. But here you can see in the move list, we actually don't have paintbrush available to it. Or I think it's paintbrush. So that's nice, that way you can't cheat by choosing the helper. Instead, it's just an interesting trade-off. I'm guessing that she has a higher vertical hitbox. Unozol, yeah, for sure. Yes, you can, Blazaria. You can actually hit him with this. And then you dash attack through. And you can kind of get him with some paint slashes. And we'll dodge. Dodge is really useful. I don't see a lot of people dodging in Kirby. You gotta make use of the dodge, and you absolutely have to make use of the guard, which I don't see a lot of people using either. So, Paint, although not able to give water element to people, does sort of have the water element and how it can put out fires and such, so make sure to make use of that. You'll see later on when we're fighting Flamebirds that you can actually do a really cool trick with the water element. So here we could have used Painter, and sometimes I will if I feel like it. You can get a lot of hits with it. One important thing to keep in mind when you're battling the Twin Frosties, and I know this seems kind of obvious, is that there are 2 of them. And the best part about that is that you can hit both of them at once with certain attacks. Like my Brush Slash there. Now I took a bit of damage and I really shouldn't have, but I would have ended up taking a lot of chip anyway, so... I didn't really think about my situation there. When they land on their final belly flop, they'll generate these icicles that are really annoying. Because one thing that I found when battling enemies that generate ice, which I think are just, Frosty and, what's-her-face? The ice general, is ice can't really be destroyed. It seems like it can be because it vibrates when you attack it, but it takes far too long to feasibly destroy it. It's not something that you're really gonna want to try and do. Francisca, that's right, Sponsor Angry. Our Francisca, as somebody pointed out, is probably the pun they were going for. I'm not entirely sure I agree with the pun. I don't find it very funny. Oh, I completely mistimed that dodge. There we go. We'll transition into the next phase. So, careful when you knock Dedede down. Typically, when you knock a boss down, so that they'll transition into their next phase, the boss will be intangible. So, you'll actually be able to hit them because they're behind you on the Z-axis. But if you walk into their sprite, I guess, how they're displaying on the screen, and you try and overlap with them, you'll overlap and you won't take damage. But when you hit Dedede so that he will transition into his second form, I'm pausing so I can explain this because it's kind of important, it gets me a lot of times. When you hit him so he transitions into his second form, Dedede does his trademark belly flop, and it looks like he's just falling down. But what's actually happening is, yes, he's falling down in place, but if you get hit by the flop, you still take a lot of damage. Lampsy asked a good question. I always answer this, but I'll answer it again. I have parental controls on because if you download the Switch app, and you create a second account to have parental controls, you actually get detailed day-by-day, hour-to-minute analysis of the time that you're putting into each game, which is very useful, not just for hobbyist stuff, but also for making reviews and formulating detailed opinions on games, which is obviously going to be really helpful for me. So it's a really valuable tool. So when we transition to buff Dedede here, if you have a guy that has a star available to them, like they have star grabbing attacks, then you just grab a star and then you wait it out, and you'll be able to transition into the next phase. But for artists, something really useful is Painter. They actually slam with a bunch of Painter attacks from afar. One cool strategy is when Dedede is doing his arm slam. Here's how Dedede's phase works, his second phase. He won't transition into his next phase like most bosses until you deal enough damage, right? But the interesting thing about Dedede is all of his attack slot lasts really, really long in his second phase. So if you deal almost enough damage during his arm slamming move to transition him into his next phase, but not quite enough damage to do so, then he'll transition into the food throwing attack, which is super, super long, just like the arm slamming attack. And the key to that is, like I said, if you deal just enough damage to not transition him, but enough that it's the most damage you can possibly deal to make him still use the food throwing attack, depending on the DPS of your copy ability, you can actually kill Dedede before he slams the floor. You can kill him before you even get to the meat of the fight. It's a really, really interesting strategy that I came across. I haven't been able to perfect it yet. It's really finicky in terms of what copy abilities can do it, but it's interesting. Sponsor Angrio asks, what's your favorite gallery picture so far? I love the 64 one. Ribbon's face is so cute, and Adeline, of course, delightful to see. So Bugsy does his dash attack here, so you want to dash attack through it. You can't actually guard it. He will grab you through it. It's like Smash in pretty much any other fighting game. So what you want to do is you want to dash attack through it, because even though you can't be grabbed out of certain things like guards, invincibility frames are invincibility frames, not just invincibility states, but invincibility frames will protect you from any and all attacks. So Kawasaki here, he's going to start off by jumping and throwing his plates. If you deal enough damage to him, then he will land and start throwing plates. But if you don't, then he'll transition into ladle, which is another attack that can grab you, so be very, very careful about that. Then he'll jump and he'll start throwing plates again, but be careful when he lands, he'll actually start throwing plates on the ground. And then he'll transition into another ladle here, so we can kill him before he does that. In case you're having a lot of trouble with the True Arena or Ultimate Choice, oh my god, I don't know why I did that, that was awful, then Kawasaki is actually extremely OP. His hitboxes are really disjointed, he deals a ton of damage, and he has a lot of range. I haven't really used this move yet, but Artistic Destruction is really useful here, if you can manage to hit both of them at once. It deals a lot of damage. He transitioned into the combo, which I didn't really expect. Quimba Vidria still gives me a lot of trouble, no matter who I'm playing as. I just find them very difficult to play against. There's a lot going on, they're really powerful, and the way that one of them will paint while the other splashes paint on you is super chaotic and can deal a ton of damage if you aren't careful with your position. If they catch you out, then they catch you out, and you're pretty much done for. As you can see, my HP is already down to 25%. How's it going, Dylan Bush? Welcome. With stream friends, would you like to see in future updates as Sponsor Angry? Great question. I would love to see Adeline, of course. I think that she would be perfect for artist. You could give her maybe an extra attack or two. Like, I think Bandana D gets an extra attack, but I could be incorrect. I know King Dedede gets an extra attack with his belly flop. I know Meta Knight doesn't get an extra attack. Well, he does. He gets an extra attack, but he also gets some bird attacks, which is pretty funny. So give Adeline another attack, and then I would love to see Ribbon if they want to do a little Kirby 64 update. I'd love to see, it'll never happen, but Galaxia Knight would be really cool. They already have the model made for him. They showed with Morpho Knight that they're not afraid to reuse Meta Knight's animations. So, one thing that I'd love to see is Galaxia Knight. Since we got Cheese, we don't actually get Galaxia Knight in this game, and I love him. I want to play as the strongest warrior in the galaxy. I don't really know what they could do with him that's not Meta Knight, though he does have a spear, so they can do some interesting stuff. Meta Knight has two sword slashing animations. One of them, he leaps forward and he's vulnerable for a long time. The other one, he shoots out a sword beam. You just kind of have to learn which one is which. It's hard to give a lot of advice there. They're distinctly different, but they aren't really different when you first see them. When you first see them, it'll be like, whoa, it's random which one he uses. But analyze it further, I should not have gotten hurt there. And you'll realize they're two distinctly different animations. You have to approach the Meta Knight fight like a duel most of the time. You gotta play carefully, you gotta play patiently, you gotta not do something like that, right? That was really stupid. Once you deal enough damage, they'll transition into this phase. If you have the right copy ability, you can deal a lot of damage here, but I don't have the right copy ability. Instead, I'll prepare Artistic Destruction, and we'll slam. If you can destroy the pillars, then Meta Knight will actually destroy the pillars that haven't been destroyed yet, and then the other Meta Knight will crash into the ground and he'll get his sword stuck, so he's vulnerable for a very large period of time. One thing that I didn't mention yet is when you're transitioning from the first to second Meta Knight phase, right before he uses his Shadow Jutsu, he will actually be vulnerable in the Z-axis as he's flying away. Depending on what ability you use, if you rewind the VOD, then you'll see that I got a full damage hit from Artist, the paintbrush slash. Depending on what ability you use, you can chunk his health a lot from it. A lot of good comments here, hang on. Hinodazal asks, how many hours have you put into this game? Well over 20 for sure. Frosty Finn, welcome. Death Madness, welcome. He says, no spoilers. Well, this is the boss rush mode, so you'll see the true final boss very soon. Is the final boss cool? He's wicked. He's wicked. And then, I will leave now, Death Madness, if you don't want spoilers. So, Goldon and Silvox, aka Ponen Cone, glorious return. They're really easy if you play patiently. I get really overeager when I'm playing them. I'm like, oh, they're easy, I can finish them off quickly. But really, just play patiently. Don't do more than you need to, because it will be over eventually. And honestly, my advice is just spam dash attack against them. That's all you need to do. It's all you should be doing. If you can do something riskier, like I like to prepare Artistic Destruction, hope for the double, because you do have iframes during this, even though you aren't blinking. So like when they both cross here, you can smack both of them up and you deal a ton of damage. But, oh god, it's just, it takes so long to prepare. There's a lot of end lag too. It's a very risky move. If you miscalculate how long it's going to take you to get your Artistic Destruction up, then it's really going to bite you, dude. It's really going to bite you, and it's going to hurt. Music is amazing, by the way. I love the Castle Lololo remix that they used for them. It's very fitting. this entire Star Allies soundtrack. Okay, here's the thing. Star Allies doesn't have as many pure fan service boss fights as Robobot does. I don't think that they could ever, they played their biggest trump card, right? I don't think they can ever match the surprise after 20 years return of Dark Matter Swordsman. I think that was just too intense, especially since you're fighting him on land now, so it's a completely different fight with that beautiful remix. But Star Allies has a lot more musical fan service. You'll see a lot of awesome music returning that I just didn't respect. Not respect, expect, sorry. One big thing that hypes me up is, I think after Kracko, is the, oh wait, we already fought it, but during the second mid-boss All-Stars, I really like that you got the Planet Robobot music. I thought that was really cool. Deadass, how's the game? Did it meet your standards? Could it be better? It could have more content. If we had another world, it would immediately be the greatest Kirby game of all time. Outside of that, I think we need to wait for all the free updates. When all the free updates come, we're going to have such a massive volume of new copy abilities, and not just new copy abilities to use, but they're copy abilities that allow you to, they're not really copy abilities, because you're playing as classic Kirby characters. And once all of those updates hit, yeah, this is definitely absolutely, bar none, going to be the best Kirby game of all time. But as it is right now, it's pretty underwhelming. Not underwhelming. Underwhelming is a strong word. But Robobot's level design was just so incredibly strong. The Robobot contributed so much to the game that it's so unforgettable compared to Star Allies, which feeds you all of the copy abilities required for the puzzles, etc., that Star Allies' levels don't stand out enough on their own, and as a result, we need those Dream Friends to boost it up. Ooh, Death Bandit, sounds awesome. How's it going, Falafel? It's great to see you. So, Artist, not a lot to do here, except maybe chip away. Certain abilities, such as Chef Kawasaki or Beetle, can deal a ton of damage to Twin Kracko during the reign, but one important thing to note is that all bosses have different phases where they gain defense. Typically, bosses will gain defense while they're executing an attack that leaves them vulnerable to balance it out. So yeah, you can land a lot of hits on them, but those hits might be dealing half damage. So when Kracko's dark, he's typically going to be taking half damage from you. Not really sure where I was going with that. I was gonna say, oh yeah, so if you aren't one of the abilities that can basically kill Kracko, not basically, but literally kill Kracko before he finishes his rain move, be very safe. Be very, very safe. Because if you get caught by the rain move, then you will take a ton of damage. It's an embarrassing amount of damage. So if you manage to guard the rain move and you get knocked out of it, that's really, really good. The rain move will slowly push you out as you take chip damage. But if you get caught by the rain move, absolutely try not to get caught by the final hit, because the final hit of the rain move deals so much damage. I should not have gotten hit there. That was really stupid of me. Oh. I give up. By the way, when I say I should not have gotten hit there, I'm not blaming the game. I'm pointing out situations where you should really be careful, because you shouldn't be taking that kind of damage. I'm saying it's not a difficult attack to avoid. If I get hit by it, I'm just being stupid. Typically, I'm being reckless. I'm trying to do more than I should. Don't overextend. That's a huge thing in the ultimate choice. You do not have a lot of health to work with, so you should not overextend. You should not do more than you need. When in doubt, play safe. Welcome back, Chris Brito, Bramble Gaming, Frosty Finn, absolutely. Dylan Bush, it's great to see you guys. Kracko Jr. Dream Friend as Content Sasso. You know, I would have loved to see the return of Kracko Jr., but we got Twin Kracko Jr. and Robobot, right? So, I don't know. I don't think we needed it. Sponsor Angry Ass, out of all the games on the Return to Dreamland engine, what's your ranking? I think Star Allies is on Return to Dreamland engine. Honestly, Sponsor Angry, if I had to guess, I'd say they had to remake the Star Allies engine. Or make it from scratch, rather. And I wouldn't even say that the 3DS one runs on the same engine. I don't think that a lot of the architecture between 3DS and Wii is similar. But they certainly are quite similar. They certainly share the same new director that came in, starting with Return to Dreamland, so it's super fair to compare them. Okay, so when Francisca does her first water gun attack on the left here, you have to dodge into the corner. There are a few attacks in this game that I will show you, where you have to dodge into the corner to to actually avoid them. Not necessarily have to dodge into the corner, but if you aren't pressed as far into the corner as you can be, like here, that's not far enough. You have to be as far as you can be, and if you want to turn around, then it's going to nudge you too far out of the corner to the point that you'll get hit by the attack. In Francisca's case, you won't actually be hit by the attack, you'll be hit by her body, but it's the same thing. Contacting an enemy is going to have you take damage. But if you can squeeze right into the corner, and certain characters like Dedede won't have the small enough hitbox to actually do so, then you can get a lot of free damage on her. When she goes to the right side of the screen, my main advice is be careful. She's really high up, so only certain abilities can damage her, especially without taking damage in return. Artist is not one of them. You can't get high enough, you can't squeeze in behind her like you can in the corner. It's not going to work out, you will contact it. I do not suggest doing it. Froki says, after you fight the first Whispy, you can toss a heart at him. Really? I kind of want to try that. So Flame Birch here, really easy. Especially if you have a water element. So she does 2 slashes. She jumps backwards. Okay, so one thing that I really want to point out is she will jump backwards. So she starts out like here, right? So she does the 2 fireballs, so we're safe. She starts out here, right? And then she does the double slash. And then she jumps all the way back to the corner. So you'll be really tempted, since you know that she doesn't start out in the corner, you'll be really tempted to jump behind her and get a bunch of free hits, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Because she will jump back into the corner and she'll deal a ton of contact damage to you. So be really careful. Flamebird likes to bounce around. So she'll quad slash here, and then she'll do her pointy slash. I'm going way slower than I normally would. I typically would absolutely be done with like the second phase at this point, but I really wanted to show you guys that. It's an important tip. By the way, I have 100% on the game. So when she readies the cannon, if you use ice or water or an attack with water properties, okay, you'll take contact damage there, didn't know that. You will short out the fuse on her cannon, and her cannon will explode and she'll be vulnerable for a really, really long time. If you don't, she'll warp to the other side of the screen. Not warp, but she'll head there really fast. Fire a giant fire laser along the lower half. All you have to do is jump up to the upper half. Don't be tempted to try and get a lot of damage in on her. You might take some accidental contact damage. If you practice that move a lot, then you'll be able to damage her from behind. But typically, by the time you make it over there, unless you're using a helper, she will be transitioning out of the move anyway. So just play it safe, stay at the top of the screen, and ready yourself for next attack. Bramble asks, any reason you chose Artist ability out of all of them? Good question, Bramble. I want to make, if you haven't checked out my Yo-Yo's ability video, it's not as good as the Artist one. That's going to be coming out soon. But I want to make an analysis video for every single copy ability, right? And not every single copy ability, but the ones that I find interesting. Interesting ones absolutely being every single new copy ability and every single Dream Friend. I definitely want to do. So the copy ability that interested me most, besides Yo-Yo, that's new in Star Allies. Yo-Yo isn't new in Star Allies, but it's pretty dang new considering it was only in Superstar. Was Artist, because I'm an artist, so I thought that was kind of cool. So we're fighting Zon. Zon's really easy, but you gotta watch out. While Flamebird will do 1 double slash, Zon actually does 2 double slashes on her first round of slashes. This is really difficult. When she stabs, you'll be tempted to attack her, but she'll leave a bunch of sparklies on the ground. It don't really do anything during that phase. I don't. Be careful. When she launches the bolts, you want to attack her between bolts. I could be wrong, but I believe that electric element attacks deal more chip damage to your guard. I could be really, really wrong about that, though, so do not quote me. But I noticed that I die a lot to chip damage from electric attacks, so who knows. She kind of does the superpowered version of Flamebird's 1,000 strikes or whatever you want to call it. I'm going way slower than I normally would, but again, I do want to explain some of my boss strategies on this screen, especially since it's our first one like this, so I don't want to be blazing through these bosses with you guys being super confused, because one big thing is that I want to work together to raise the skill ceiling for this game, raise the competition. Because not only do I love the True Arena and all that, I love that they changed the scoring system. I think it's really cool. I think it allows anyone to compete. It's just cooler to be able to be like, hey guys, here's my score, and we immediately can say, oh, okay, so this is how fast you went, and blah, blah, blah. You aren't limited by your capturing software and all that. Artist doesn't have the best range. You can't always hit airborne enemies. Oh, that was so stupid. Why did I do that? I wanted to dash attack her, and it just did not work out. What kind of speedruns will you do for this game as sponsor Angry? True Arena? Main game? Maybe Star Allies Go. Maybe. Definitely main game is True Arena, though. I don't think anybody's really going to try and compete in Star Allies Go, so I'm going to stick with main game. But I'm going to do main game after I 100% Star Allies Go with everybody, because that'll familiarize myself with these stages while still making progress in the game. Thinking about buying Star Allies on the weekend, Leafies, as Scoodles, welcome back, by the way. Should I or should I not? I say absolutely. If you're on the fence about Star Allies, that means you're a Kirby fan. If you're a Kirby fan, this is a must-buy because you get to play as characters from all across the series. Really, just the fact that you can play as Marks, as well as Gooey, who has dark matter-themed attacks, should immediately sell you on the game. So, pro tip about Highness's dark matter orbs, not really a pro tip considering the fact that I just got hit by them, but they're destructible. Okay, why do I keep doing... So, if you're using attacks that attack vertically and you deal a bunch of damage to him, then, you're pretty much invincible. It's free hits. So once you get him down to half health, you start summoning these fire pillars. Once he's done summoning the fire pillars, he summons the lightning, get up into the corner because it traces along the ground, gets destroyed when it hits the wall. You want to get into the corner here to deal with the ice. He uses all the elements, see? It's kind of cool. This is another attack that you want to dodge into the corner. And then he brings out the Bold and Brash. And this is when the real fight begins. How's it going, Daniel? Welcome. Hello from America. This is tricky. I have difficulty with this. I'll be honest, I don't have a super solid strategy for the first two phases of this. I wonder, can you element these? Yes, you can. Okay. So if you have a super effective element, then you can actually kind of mitigate the effects. I wonder, okay, we're playing risky. No, 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 okay. I really wanted to see if that would work. Okay, so if you attack Flame Verge with water while he's swinging her corpse around, it's not gonna do anything. Just note to self. Zed asks, would you recommend playing the demo first if you're on the fence? Or buying the game or not buying it? The demo isn't representative of a final game, but it is pretty dang fun. That's why I say give it a go. It's free. It's not going to wildly misrepresent the game like the Yokai Watch demos do, but it's also not going to give the game the full credit because I feel like the main draw to Kirby games, either in Robobot, it's like the amazing level design, but in something like Triple Deluxe with, not the strongest level design, you still get a ton of content out of the True Arena. The Star Allies definitely going to be on that other side of the spectrum there. Okay, so he woods, he jumps, he forces you up into the air. But once you land, get cracking on that painter. There is a sweet spot right around here where you won't get hit by any of his cherries, but you can throw out a ton of painters. Oh, I tried to dodge, but I mistimed it. Scoodles, I know! All the Kirby characters are so cute. Doctor, says Ringo. Doctor is not in this game, unfortunately. I would love to see Doctor come back as a dream friend. I don't really know who would make a good dream friend for this game. Not for this game, but rather for Doctor. Oh yeah, Angry asked a while ago how I would rank the new Kirby games. I'd say Triple Deluxe is absolutely the worst. Robobot is the best, and then I'd say Star Allies currently tied with Return to Dreamland because Return to Dreamland has hard mode, which is just amazing. And I don't know, maybe Star Allies is better than Return to Dreamland because it has Star Allies Go. Interesting. Didn't expect that. How's it going, Obi-Wan? Great to see you. Monster Angry says, what do you hope for the Ninja Showcase tomorrow? I'm hoping for King of Carbs, absolutely. Hotline Miami, that would be cool. Hollow Knight, for sure. I really want to see a release date for that. I've been holding off. Oh my god, seriously. Morphe's Law, I haven't heard of, but that's interesting. I would love to see Hollow Knight release date is the main thing that I'm holding out for here. That's what I really, really want. I don't know if we'll see it, but that's what I want. I saw a lot of people saying that we'd see it this month. I don't really know how much credit they had, but it was still a good hope for me. So, interesting thing about that dash attack, if you dash attack through Frosty's dash attack and you land here and you use Painter, you'll be able to hit him with the Painter attack. Because he lands here, which is where your first hit of Artist will land here, your last hit of Artist will hit the edge of the screen if you attack from spawn point. Shouldn't have to take an orange. My record for Artist is completing the second mid-boss rush without taking any damage. That's my no damage record for Artist. It's a little harder when I'm doing streaming, but we should still be able to beat it. Do you have super armor on your dash attack, as seen those all? No, but you do have invincibility frames. Not many, if at all, if any at all, Kirby moves have super armor. It's usually either invincibility frames or nothing. For those unfamiliar with the term, super armor is when you won't be affected by attacks, like you won't receive knockback, but you will still receive damage. Anybody want Punch-Out to come back? Asked Jackson. Absolutely. I'm a huge Punch-Out fan. I would love to see a Punch-Out on Switch. I know that some listings from Next Level were suggesting that they were going to make a new Punch-Out game, but those listings were a couple years ago. It was for an NX title that heavily suggested it would be Punch-Out. I forget the exact wording, but they were like, new NX title. This is back when it was NX. And they were like, it's not Punch-Out, but it is. We're not saying it's Punch-Out, but it's probably Punch-Out. Is basically what they said. And Next Level developed Punch-Out Week. So I'd say we're definitely going to see one, especially with Little Mac being in Smash Bros. A lot more people know him. Nintendo is certainly aware of that. Oh, Scoodles, I would love Punch-Out Switch with arms controls. Dude, that would be great. I loved arms motion control. How's it going, Linkling? Great to see you. Are you going to be playing with fans on Smash 5, Romu? Absolutely, I'm hyped for Smash 5. My most wanted character, besides Andy from Advance Wars, which is a pipe dream, was Inklings. Ever since Splatoon 1 released, I was really upset that we didn't get them in DLC, but we did get Corrin for whatever reason. So, I'm really happy that they got confirmed immediately. Bam. Bam. Bugsy's really easy once you get him down, but before you have him down, he's kind of a nightmare. Because that throw really throws you off. No pun intended. If you can make him crash into the wall or ground at any point, including during his first attack, then Bugsy will be stunned, he will drop stars, but it's more of a hassle than it's worth. I'd rather just develop a strategy before dash attacking. Oh, okay. Try not to BM Kawasaki too much. He knows it. Alright. These dudes don't have too much health, but they are big. The thing is that they're big. They're not really mid-bosses, but they're big, and they'll get in the way. So try not to get cornered by them. Not too much outside of that for those dudes. Will I get hit here? No. Okay. Yes, okay, that was good damage. If you can get the Dreamstalk Artistic Destruction, it's random, but if you can get the Dreamstalk or the Suzy, which I feel like is rarer than Dreamstalk, I never get it. That was poorly timed. And you can hit both of Vidria, then it's easy. You got it in the bag. No, Yuan, that's a random question. Is Artist one of your favorite abilities, as Slinkling? No. It's really cool, but it's not amazing. How many new abilities are in the game as Death Madness? There will be over 10 once they add all of the Dream Friends. Beetle is in, Scoodles, Bell did not get in. So one really interesting thing about Meta Knight is he's always vulnerable with attacking. He'll parry up to 2 times before he starts attacking. But when he's attacking, he will always be vulnerable. So if you study his animations and you learn when he actually starts the attack, then you can time your dash attack perfectly to dash attack through him and then attack him from behind, because Meta Knight never attacks from behind. Interesting thing. Force is notably more difficult. Got 2 Meta Knights. Because they tend to cover each other pretty well. Uh-oh, that's the... There we go. So you don't actually have invincibility when you're painting, but when you're unleashing the painting, you do. You actually have more invincibility frames than the flashing lets on. Once you start the spinning and the smiley face, that's when you really get the invincibility frames, so it's more than you think. You can often clutch out a poorly timed painter just because of those iframes. It's really nice. So if the rocks have the same exact health, then it'll just be random which Meta Knight drops. But typically they won't, unless you're using like Gazer Spiral and hitting both of them at the same time. But if you're using Gazer Spiral, you'll destroy both of them. And that's when it will be random. Are you going to PAX East this year, asked Frosty Finn? Always wanted to, just not on the location that I can go to any PAX at all. I doubt I ever will, or at least for a long time. I am going to see Tweetu this year, though, if you're going there. Yeah, Meta Knight with no mask. Scoodle is all shocked. You see Meta Knight with no mask in every Kirby game that you fight him in. Kind of a tradition. My mind was blown when I killed Meta Knight in Superstar. Not killed, that's kind of tragic. But it was a very exciting moment. So these bombs are elemental, in case you couldn't tell, ice and fire, for Goldon and Silbox respectively. So if you manage to hit them with the element that they're weak to, which is water, you completely mess that up. Which is water or ice, and then for ice it's fire. Then they'll go out. Otherwise, I think that attacking them will just make them burst early. It's a really poor idea. Dark Shadow asks if E3 had yokai news. What do you think it would be? Busters, for sure. Yes, the amount of Shadow Meta Knights definitely depends on how many teammates you have. To answer your question, Ewan Smith, I don't think that... No, not that I don't think, but I know that you'll always have one Meta Knight to start things off. But once he starts using his Shadow Jutsu, then I think that he actually creates one more for every Star Ally that you have. All I know is that with one, you have two. That with one character, when you're solo, you have 2 Meta Knights, and when you have 4 Star Allies, you have 4 Meta Knights. That's all I've experimented with so far. I haven't really used the Star Allies so much outside of the main story, because on one hand, I did want to be like, bleh, the Star Allies make the story too easy, but on the other hand, I wanted to get the experience that the developers intended me to, whether that was the optimal experience or not, because I feel like that's the best way to judge the game. I don't want to say the game's great if you play it this certain way that the developers don't really even give you the option to. Favorite boss as Keflathan? That's a really tricky question. I'd say Morpho Knight. He came completely out of left field, did not expect that. That was awesome. It took me a bit to realize who it was, because I did an all-night marathon to avoid spoilers. So I got to him, it was like 2 AM, I'd been streaming for 7 or 8 hours at that point, and I was like, I know him! Well, how do I know him? And then Slaughter Angry was like, he's the Meta Knight concept art that never got used. And I was like, oh my god, he is! Because I was actually so excited for Star Allies that the night before it came out, I was leafing through my Dream Collection art book. So... I was a very strong follower of Kirby Adventure. I was... Basically, after it got announced, I'd pretty much look up news of it every day, trying to figure out if anything had come out. Oh, what a poor naive soul I used to be. I knew that it wouldn't get made until pretty much a combination of 2011 and 2018. I would have been very sad. But seeing how Return to Dreamland and Star Allies came out, it's certainly worth the wait. By the way, you can, although Kracko creates gratuitous stars, so it doesn't really matter, you can utilize the little minions that Kracko drops for anybody with throw attacks, like, Suplex, obviously, Yo-Yo, Beetle. There are a lot of copy abilities and attacks. Not just stars you can use. But that's the typical application. I don't think any other boss generates minions. Oh, that was... Oh! That was really good. probably gonna get chipped here. Yeah, unfortunately. See that red? You still take a lot of chip damage from the water, so be very careful. That's equivalent to taking a weak attack from an enemy. Oh, I messed up the input for the dash. Ended up doing a normal attack. Yeah, I loved Archer Scoodles. I'm really upset that they dumped it. I'm pretty sure that was Robobot, right? Or was it Triple Deluxe? Might have been Triple Deluxe, but either way, I loved Archer. And I'm really upset it didn't come back. I wanted Archer and Bell back out of the new copy ability. I wanted those. Robobot, yeah, I thought so, Scoodles. But we did get SP, we did get, actually, I think that's like it that we got from Robobot. We didn't get Mirror back, which is super lame. Though Mirror was extremely OP, to be fair. Not necessarily for speedrunning, but just in general. Really powerful. With that Mirror Guard. By the way, you don't want to let Francisca bring out that next attack. It's specifically designed for you to be using allies. If you aren't using allies, you'll take a ton of damage if you're hit by it. So, be safe and deal as much damage as you can before she whips out that giant ice thing. You can get lucky with the Dream Stalk here. But typically, you're not going to be fast enough. Oh, that was awful. That was awful. Don't forget that you can't dash attack through that. You'll get hit by the ice. I want my Von Run to be better this time. He's a little tricky to damage as artist, but there's no excuse for my run last time. That was really, really, really poor. Like, extremely poor. It's Triple Deluxe's content, Sasso. Yeah, true. No Leaf, no Leaf, unfortunately. Obviously, I love Leaf. It was from Return to Dreamland, yeah. Rebecca, welcome. I love Kirby too. Kirby's amazing. Dash attack through this. Oh, I mistimed it. I completely mistimed it. Oh my god. That was embarrassing. You could probably put out the fire. I've never tried. And I was facing the wrong way. Yeah, you can. Okay. Vice Flamer's always in an angry mood, us Ringo. I don't know. She's fire. Fire people tend to be pretty angry. Okay, yeah. Don't get hit by the contact damage like I sometimes do. Easy. What's better, Robobot or Star Allies, Steve? It's too early to say. We gotta wait for the Star Allies updates. I think Star Allies will absolutely end up being way better. Especially if we get content updates for it. I don't know if we will, but we're getting so many Dream Friends and stuff that I feel like they gotta give us a little something to chew on besides Star Allies Go and Ultimate. Maybe Ultimate Choice 8.0 with an extra boss at the end would be kind of cool. Souped up DX bosses with... That's my main complaint. We don't get enough lore in this. We don't get the DX boss descriptions. Oh, that's kind of lame. We do get the generals as well as Bold and Brash do get, and Void, of course, do get new descriptions when you're doing 7.0, but that's it. Not everybody does. And I, for one, would like to know more about Twin Kracko. What's his deal? I love Kracko's lore, though. That he's literally just so angry and filled with hatred of Kirby that he does everything he can to materialize anywhere Kirby is. In Amazing Mirror, you fight all these, like, mirror world versions of people. Kracko's like, no, absolutely not. I'm getting in there. Because, you know, Amazing Mirror's in the sky, Kracko's in the sky. I'm sure he figured something out. He's got the hookups. Patterns get a little more erratic after this. I typically kill her during that first phase, except when I'm using Artist. So I'm not entirely sure about everything she does. So the interesting thing about Artistic Destruction is you deal damage, a tiny bit of damage when you first erect the stone, and then you deal a tiny bit when you're done chiseling it, and then you deal most of your damage when you swing. But that tiny bit of damage is kind of interesting. It doesn't really do much, but it's still interesting. That's cool. I don't think that her actual spear pull has a hitbox there. It might just be her spear tip. I'm psyched for Labo. I'm really, really excited for it. I'm an artist, so the creative aspects of Labo really intrigue me. I cannot wait to make... Well, I do both art and programming, so I'm very excited to make my own little Labo games, and I'm very excited to make my own little Labo constructs. I might have to expand beyond cardboard, unless that's considered heresy. I don't know if the Labo community will consider it that, but might have to do some wacky papercraft stuff. So, Highness will pretty much punish you with that arrow attack if you aren't quick enough here. So you should be as fast as you can. Get him into his flame phase. Artistic Destruction is probably a better choice here than spamming. Ah, get out of there. Certain abilities like Beetle can actually kill him before he even does that lightning. Sponsor Zach, welcome back. He says, I wish Amiibo added new costumes for some abilities. Oh, that would be sick. Oh yeah, I hate this thing. That can be destroyed too, by the way. Like that. There we go. No damage, nice. Elon Smith asks, what was your rating for when Highness went crazy? It was intense. It was really, really intense. We did a full playthrough live stream, so you can see my reaction if you scrub through the VOD for it. But in short, it was awesome. Ah, okay, so you can't put her out while she's in the air, but you can put her out when she's on the ground. No? No. Almost got hit by that. He'll do one quick slash, then one big slash, and when the big slash lands, he does a bunch of the element that he's using. But I think he might double for Flame Burst. Interesting. Oh, did I seriously get hit by the icicle there? That was lame. For some reason, I thought the fire would, like, destroy it or something. Any friend wheels. You can't damage the whole friend wheel. You can only damage the part of the friend wheel that Highness is on. In other words, you can only damage Highness. So sometimes you won't actually damage him when you're dash attacking through. Is my most suggested way of avoiding him. Watch out for his tricky little ceiling drops. Catch you sometimes. It's the same every time though. It's not like it's random or anything, so you can memorize them. So he shoots these dudes out, launches a bit of element, and then he's vulnerable for a bit. So do as much as you can because then he gets really tricky. No, I'm not sure why Artistic Destruction only deals 2 hits to bosses sometimes. I really need to look into that, but it's stupid annoying. This is the worst. This is the worst. This is why I said you really want to do your best to him before he does this. Because he's only vulnerable when he's throwing the dark matter, which is for like 2 seconds. So really just try and get one hit in, and get out. There we go. Nice. Ooh, you can shatter it. I did not know that. I have always killed him before I shatter that. So, you know what? No, don't try and get one hit in. Just spam on the shield. Okay, so next up, we have Morpho Knight. We're heading in with almost full health. We're at like 80%, which gives me a lot of confidence. I typically have Morpho Knight down. The main thing is just guarding his deadly attacks. Be careful, though. Just like Meta Knight, we haven't showcased this attack from Meta Knight, but just like Meta Knight, if you take too long to kill him, then he will bring out this charge attack. He charges, he dashes slowly along the ground, not along the entire ground, but along like this much of the ground. And then he does a slow swoop up, like the rising slash from the sword. If he touches you at any point in that attack, even if you're guarding, he will grab you out of it, he will suspend you in the air, deal a ton of damage with a billion slashes like Greninja's Final Smash. It deals, I'd say 25% of your health. It's super deadly. Yeah, Sponsor Angry. It's funny how Sectonia and Haltman have dark backstories, but then Highness is just like, I'm in a weird cult that I want to kill everyone. Haltman's at least kind of sympathetic. Keep up the good work, says Rebecca. Oh, thank you so much. We have a lot more Kirby content coming soon, so make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this live stream. If you're interested in the advice that I'm giving, this is all stuff that I figured out myself. So that kind of speaks to some of my abilities off stream, at least. I'm significantly worse on stream. But we have a lot of cool strategy and analysis videos coming out soon. So this is when he does the weird spooky ghosts that remind me of the Game Boy Pokemon ghosts. Bam! Okay. Yes! Got him before he transitioned there. I didn't really mean to use Painter, but whatever. You probably artistic destruction this. Nice. So, keep ready. This is one big sword. The sword does have a hitbox when he's charging up, so be careful. And bam! It's pretty tight. Then he goes into the middle. Oh, well that was sad. So he starts using some of the Phase 2 Meta Knight attacks, but he also teleports. And he also has this weird psychokinesis. I've never gotten hit by it, so I'm not entirely sure how it works. But, avoid it, probably? Probably deals a lot of damage. It looks really hurty. That's a word. So that's his grabbing move. Ah! I forgot that he teleports. I forgot that he teleports when he uses it. So yeah, if you try and avoid it, you can't pull the wool over his eyes like you can Meta Knight, who's kind of a scrub. He will actually teleport so that he can hit you better. He'll realign himself if you try and dodge it too early. Super annoying, super deadly. The worst combination. That was really bad. But we're good, we're good, we're good. Yes, okay. So, making it to Void Termina, boys. What lab kit are you most excited for us, Jackson? Robo! I'm so excited! Project Giant Robot! Dude, all you need to know is you strap a Joy-Con to your head, and you get to wear a giant cardboard backpack. Does anyone else think he fits well in Triple Deluxe? That's David Prez. Absolutely, he would work wonderfully as a person in the sky. I would like to see them brought back. I thought that was an interesting concept. I always like when they introduce new worlds to Kirby, like Amazing Mirror and Triple Deluxe. So when you reach Void Termina, you get a cherry, which does restore a nice little amount of HP. So we're back up to where we were. Basically didn't take damage that fight, but didn't get any health item. Basically the effect. So now we're about to fight Void Termina Soul. So for the first part, as is per usual for Kirby games, which I always love, you've got the obligatory shooting section. Even more epic than ever, you have the Dragoon. Unfortunately, Legendary Air Ride Machine does not play, which I think is the lamest thing ever. But you still have a souped up Dragoon going on, which is called the Star Allies Shooter, or something like that. How's it going, sponsor Angrio? Great to see you. Ringo says, it seems you're in a tight spot right now. Absolutely, this is really stressful. So if you guys have played Robobot, you're probably like, ah, this isn't too hard. You have an OP dodging ability that spans the entire screen and makes you invincible for 15 million seconds, and you can spam it as much as possible. No. Not only can you not spam your dodge in this shooting section, because it has a ton of end lag, but you also can't dodge while shooting. In other words, you basically can't dodge at all. So I'm usually very tempted to weave through these, but it turns out I discovered that if you keep moving sideways and you show no fear, then you will not get hit by those moving pillars. Don't try and weave through them. It gets really difficult, as you'll see on my past live streams of this. It's really, really hard, and I get hit by it like almost every time when I try and weave through. So just keep moving, keep moving. I don't know why I jumped. It doesn't make you move faster horizontally, which is the only thing that matters. I really need to take some time and measure the DPS of spamming shot versus charge shot, but I'm guessing that charge shot is better. Developers, what should I just do? The developers wouldn't be that silly. I don't know why it wasn't letting me go left anymore there. I was still on the arena, I believe. Whatever. Be careful, every time that you destroy an eye, you enter an all-new phase. When you destroy an eye, he will start adding new attacks to his repertoire, and they get pretty deadly as you move on. I think he whips out the swords now, right? No, he starts the stomping. He was still stomping before. I usually don't get hit by that. But now it's like super ultra stomping. The real stressful part is when he pulls out the axe in the second part. I'm stuttering because I'm so nervous here. I can't even look at the chat. I really don't want to mess up after getting this far. Yeah, Stardream in True Arena was harder than Void Terminal Inkling, I agree. Mainly because of that stupid, the countdown that lasted way too long and had way too many random kitchen objects from, Nova. Fight for Nova-kun! So he brings out the swords. He'll attack with a lot of different elements. I don't know if it really matters. Maybe if you're using an ally in the front that has different elements, you can deal more damage to him or take less damage. I know that you get elemental shots depending on your star ally. I got no idea though. Again, I don't use the star allies, and I haven't actually fought using a elemental copy of it yet. Which would be something like fire, of course, or spark, which he's using right now. So when you smack that last eye, I've never actually bothered to mess around, but I'm guessing you should gun straight for his head. If you take too long, maybe his eye will regenerate? I have no idea. I've never tried risking it before. But, so my suggestion is just head right into the belly of the beast here, quite literally. Coolest detail that I always have to point out, when you first head in here, you can feel his heartbeat with the HD rumble, and it's a very dull thumping. Kudos to Hal for having that amazing detail. I love it. So you can actually destroy these little rune things that he drops. Which I didn't for some reason. Because I was stupid. You can actually do like pivot dash attacks if you want to call them that in some fancy. I like to whip them out every once in a while. It can be useful. Ah, seriously. I typically kill him before this. Just never gotten this far with Artist. So, kind of freaking out. You're probably like, whew, we killed him, right? No, absolutely not. Why are you not using the full screen splatter thing as Scoodles? You don't have it available as Vividria. You're talking about paint, Scoodles. And I think you missed it, you came in after. But that kills your ability, because it's based on paint from Superstar, which is a one-use ability. So you can't use it as the helper, because otherwise that would kill you. How's it going, Sponsor Luna? Great to see you. So he whips out the 0-2 wings, which is just the best. So here you can enter bullet time or flurry rush or whatever you want to call it. I prefer doing fast charge ups once I discovered that you could actually do that during the flurry rush. But you could also spam normal shots. I don't know which one's better. In order to activate the flurry rush, you have to make a clutch dodge. They don't just give it to you anytime. So for example, he's going to dive and he's going to do some sort of drifty type of thing. I like to call it a drift because that's what it kind of looks like. So you want to jump over his wing when he's drifting. You want to do this, or not, because I'm on the edge of the arena, and I just killed his eye anyway. But notice how he dipped his wing below? You want to jump over his wing, and when you do that, you'll enter Flurry Rush. Yeah, Sponsor Angry, I really want to try out the multiplayer Star Allies Go move. It works with any amount of players that's not one, I believe. It's basically the laser move, or it works like it, where everybody presses and releases the button at the same time. Okay, that was not what I expected there. The icky part is, he gets really difficult later on. So not only does he get difficult later, okay, and I got hit by that. I hate when I reach the edge of the arena. There's no map, so you have no idea when you will. But the icky part is, not only does it get really difficult, but you also have another phase that's super, super hard on land. It's hard, and then he whack. Gotta watch out for the... Am I really gonna choke? Come on. Let's get to the last phase so I can die already. Once he whips out the Master Crown, you know he means business. There we go. So yes, he does summon the Master Crown's true form, in fact. And it gets really intense. He has weaving lasers, where you need to land, jump, land, jump, land, jump. And I'm really bad at it. And I lose every time. Not lose, but I get hit by it. So he goes upwards here. This is the final boss, Dark Shadow. This is why I always get hit by it, so you gotta jump. And spam dodge, I guess. Like, I dodged through that. But you can't dodge and shoot, so you gotta be careful. Now, I'm willing to have some humility there and say I suck at this part. And I choke every time. So I will forgo shooting and just dodge. Ah! Just a bit further. You got this. Rest in peace. You can sort of dodge, Jonathan. You can spin. Yes, we're doing Soul Melter as all the abilities, and I will be doing guest star who, Star Allies Go, as all the abilities. I'll be streaming some of guest star who, not all of it. Maybe the same with Soul Melter. I'm not sure. How's it going, Yo Kawash Gamer? Great to see you. Alright, so let's kind of spam Painter here. Hurt inside a lot, Scoodles. Hurts just a little bit. Spam Painter. Hopefully get off 3 Painters. Yes! Quick kill. It has been a long time, Yo Kawash Gamer. Glad to have you back. Linkling says if you're stuck, you could use Amiibo. No! Absolutely not. Amiibo, totally cheating. Star Allies, kind of cheating, but at least they have a separate category. Amiibo, totally cheating. Absolutely not. Solo, no Amiibo. Yeah, Brad, we died on the final phase of the final boss. Well, second final phase. We still had to do the actual soul phase, which is... Whew, haven't attempted that with artists yet. I don't even know how I'm going to approach it. I've literally fought that phase once. We're restarting. That was stupid. I've literally fought that phase once, so I don't even know his moves that well. That was like Nintendo World Championships 2015 level of chokes right there. It was awful. Hey, I love Amiibo sponsor Angry, but I don't love using them in this game. I wish they gave you cosmetics like they do in Battle Royale. I believe they unlock cool cosmetics, right? Nice! Dark Shadow says, Leafy, I got a Switch. Any recommended games to play? I have Smash reserved at GameStop. Fantastic decision, Dark Shadow. The 2 must-haves are Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. Everything else depends on what kind of player you are. But if you don't have Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, you gotta get on those. How's it going, Raccoon? Thanks for coming. We can get him here. Not really. Cool. Kendall says, Planet Robobot True Arena takes me on average 45 minutes. Seriously? World record is 10 minutes, I think. What's up, Yo Kawash Gamer? He says, guess what? Odyssey is a masterpiece. It's the game that I've always wanted, and it lived up to every expectation. Yeah, sponsor Angry. I heard about that. I haven't tried it myself, though. What's your favorite Switch game, S. Jackson? Super Mario Odyssey. I have a feeling it will forever. Unless they make Odyssey 2 and they have Delfino Kingdom. Nope. And dead. See, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Simple and clean. Bill Bush asked Leafy, would you want Sora or Demonyon in Smash? Well, speaking of simple and clean, I would love Sora, but fun fact, Dissidia Final Fantasy started off as a Kingdom Hearts fighting game, but Disney said that they aren't comfortable having their characters in a fighting game. So, although I would love to have Sora in Smash, I think he would be an awesome addition. I don't think that we'll get him Not because, you know, Square Enix wouldn't want to add him, but because Disney literally would not let them. I don't think that they would. But he would be cool to have. Because Disney owns the Kingdom Hearts characters, not really Square Enix. Or at least they have a stake in them, I guess. How's it going, Mello? He says, hey, Leafy, I love your videos, even though I found you through Wibble Wobble. Awesome. It really makes me so happy when people follow me between games. That makes me really, really happy. I don't have the most fortunate life. Could you tell me what I could do to make it better, asks Mello? That's a bit of a more serious question, Mello, but I'll let you know I definitely don't have the most fortunate life either. And I think that you can get a lot of value out of it, through either interacting with people that are important to you, getting some really good friends, and if you'd rather not do that, indulge in the creations of others. So get really into games and movies and such, because those have a lot of love put into them. And when you find the right creations, definitely feel that. And of course, art is a personal creation, and maybe you can find something that resonates with you. I'm really sorry about your situation, and I hope things get better. Yes, B-Man! He says 2 kingdoms for DLC, Delfino and Bean Bean Kingdom. 10 times seconding Bean Bean Kingdom. Please, please, make it happen. Especially with the Superstar Saga Deluxe, come on. You need Bean Bean. Oh. Can we please get Fawful for Smash 5? What's your least favorite Switch game, S. Jackson? I'd have to play a Switch game that's my least favorite. Like, something would have to stand out to me. I haven't played anything exceptionally bad so far. From what I've heard, WWE 2018 is like the worst Switch game. They launched it super glitchy with $180 like DLC, and they literally said that they're not gonna patch it. They released a patch today, but it doesn't fix anything. Oh, Super Bomberman R is my least favorite that I've played. Disclaimer, that product was provided to me by Bandai Namco. It did not handle well, it had awful netcode. They supported it really well, I'll give them that, but it just wasn't a good game. Oh god, that was awful. I don't know why I did that. I was looking at chat and it just kinda happened. No, that one I wasn't looking at chat for. That was just awful. That was just supreme choke. Alfrago, Yell's Kitchen is incredible. Lord Animal Awoken is really good, but he's not applicable at the moment. But Yell's Kitchen, fantastic pull. Yes, I heard Super Bomberman R is coming to all those different platforms. Sponsor Angry. That's what I was talking about, where if you damage him enough, he won't ladle you. So don't get bamboozled like I just did. Bomberman R cartridge is corrupted, Thunder. You're like the king of Bomberman R. How could it? Boomerang Bro, if I could add one Kirby character to Smash besides Adeline, because obviously that's not gonna happen, it would be Marks. I think that would be a godlike addition. But considering the legendary status that Superstar has in the franchise, I'd say that his spot is well-deserved. More than well-deserved. I don't know why I personify characters talking about them getting into Smash, but I like to talk about them as Casey says, we need Fawful, but technically he's dead because of what happened in Inside Story. They had a lot of dead characters to Smash. Plus, Hal just kind of willed Marks back to life. Same thing with Magalore. So I don't think death really matters for Kirby. Or Mario. You play Roblox one day as Yokowash Gamer. Roblox isn't really my style. Sorry, dude. Don't land on me. You think you are. You should transition here. So when he's flying away, he actually loses the defense, so you can get a nice full hit on him. Welcome, sponsor Civil. Great to see you. I hate Roblox, says Jackson. I can't say I'm a fan, but people like different things, and I think you gotta respect that. Roblox is an incredibly popular game, and games don't get popular for no reason. Yes, it is possible to kill Meta Knight before he transitions. I've done it before. And I just did it again. That was pretty cool. Sponsor Sparks, your chats are fixed, chat, I'm happy to say. They were fixed on Friday, but I wasn't reading chat. Sponsor Angry says, reminder, 0 is the reason Dream Collection got a T rating. Really? Interesting. Yes, I have done the level you get for beating story mode, Dylan Bush. It's super cute. You're talking about, extra stage fee or whatever it's called. Congrats, Yo Car Wash Gamer. Okay, let's get fancy. Oh, double. Yeah. Paid off. Paid off. Any fancy doesn't always pay off, but when it does, oh boy. Dark Shadow asks, can you call me Nemo? Yeah, sure. Wait, so where's Kirby and who is Vividria as sponsor Sparks? Vividria is the enemy that gives you artists the copy ability. And when you beat the game, you unlock the ability to play as the enemies, which is sick. The only other time that you've ever been able to do that was in Superstar Ultra, and that was my favorite mode in the entire game. I always played Helper to Hero. That's like all I ever played. It was just so much fun getting to play as my boys. My main man, Gin. Nice, that was a really clean run. That was a really, really clean run. I'm happy with that. Least favorite boss, says Kefla. Iggy Woods. He's not hard, but he's so tedious that I always get hit because I'm so tired of fighting him. I hate him. I hate Iggy Woods. And it... God, I choked on a hair. Okay, sorry about that. That was really gross. I hate Iggy Woods. Even his name is just, like, annoying. Iggy Woods. It just sounds like, ugh. Top 5 Nintendo franchises, asks Linkling. Pikmin, Kirby, Mother, Advance Wars. No, not Advance Wars because Days of Ruin exists. Kirby, Pikmin, Kirby, Mother, Smash. And, oh, Mario. Maybe take out Smash and put in Zelda. Sponsor angry, I don't even want to talk about that. Shooting games make me nauseous. Sponsor Sparks, yes, you can play as Bandana Waddle Dee, and you can play as Waddle Doo. Pretty awesome. For all you Waddle fans out there. I know there are some Waddle super fans. I consider myself a Waddler, that's for sure. Void Soul will come back as a friend, says Aletheia. That would be awesome, but I doubt it. It would kind of defeat, like, the entire point of the game. But then again, if that defeats the entire point of the game, then what is Marks? Like, Marks literally enters his boss form as one of his attacks. He glides with his sparkly crystal wings. How does Kirby just not nope right out of there immediately? He's like, no, nuh-uh, I'm not dealing with this again. At the end of Marks' Star Allies Go mode, he will be the boss, and you start playing as Kirby. Same with Magolor if we ever get him, which we totally will. Oh, loves Magolor. I love him too. I'm not saying it's bad that they love him, but it's just a fact. They love him. There was zero reason for him to be in Dream Collection, and they're like, let's put him in Dream Collection. And he apologized, like they made him a good guy. He's like, Kirby, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for completely deceiving you, and then calling you stupid, and saying that because you're stupid, I'll make sure to kill you first. You know, I'm sorry. To apologize, I built you a theme park. Like, that's the biggest 180 for the character. And they always draw him on the Twitter. I love the Twitter artist. He always draws Adeline, so you can't hate him. They always draw him. They never, not never, but they don't draw Marks a lot, but they always draw Magolor. So I feel like Hal just loves Magolor. I do too, he's adorable. He's this cute little wizard man. Oh, Magolor is in, Battle... whatever. Dokkan Battle. Kirby Dokkan Battle. I'd play a Kirby gacha game. Not gonna lie. Alex had come to a Kirby gacha game so hard. especially if they made seasonal Adeline units and seasonal Meta Knight units. I love Meta Knight and Bandana D. I love most Kirby characters. They're also cool. Either cool or adorable. All the Kirby characters are. Dude, sucker for a Dark Matter Swordsman. Probably makes me sound like an edgy 12-year-old. Yeah, I love Meta Knight and Dark Matter Swordsman. They're among my favorite Kirby characters. That man does 0 because he has blood. But no, really, I love Dark Matter Swordsman. He's so cool. He has such an awesome fight, and I love the music. It's so atmospheric for a Game Boy game. Like, I don't know how they do it. They made some of the best Game Boy games. They're so good. That fight is more intense than some other Kirby fights in, like, colored games. I love Dreamland 2. I love Dreamland 2. I think it's amazing. It's really good. I love it. I think it's better than Dreamland 3, that's for sure. That's just my opinion, though. The limited screen space is kind of not so fun. But outside of that. What's your favorite enemy? Asked Rebecca. Gim is the coolest. Alright, Flame Burge. More like Lame Burge. Got her. Am I cool yet? Slam. Ah, seriously. Like I literally just said, I hate how bouncy she gets. Oh, that was nice. That was really slick. She's hot-headed and cold-hearted, says Jonathan. That was really good. That was really good. That was really funny. Dex asks, will you do a giveaway for this game? No, I don't. I'm not made of money, unfortunately. I spent $60 getting myself this game. I will not be buying it for someone else. Ooh. Thanks for getting that, Sponsor Angry. I don't know if YouTube chat VOD shows messages before they're deleted, but that was a very deletion-worthy message. I'll say that. Gorker Pepsi as Leafy as Shadow Hacker. Never had soda, actually. Doesn't interest me. It smells lemony and gross. Sponsor Angry, I haven't seen the helper descriptions yet. Don't spoil them. I'm waiting. They're the last bit of lore that I haven't seen yet, so I'm telling myself that I have to earn them by only allowing myself to read them as I come across them in my playthroughs. So here's my next playthrough after, I think I'm doing, not Spider, I did Spider first. I think I'm doing, Artist right now. A robot invasion, really? That's awesome. So I've seen a lot of people saying that they consider Star Allies in terms of especially the world map, as well as Blowout Blast and all that, as just kind of how practicing for the inevitable 3D Kirby. And I don't think I could agree more. I absolutely feel like, I don't know, Hal is always saying when asked about it that they have trouble translating Kirby to 3D space. Now obviously, wait, what? I didn't know you could do that! So, Paint has the water element, and I guess if you attack her drums enough, then you'll short circuit them? So, water, is good against 2 of the generals, so I'd say that's the best copy ability to take. Shadow Hacker, I'm from Illinois. I'll be at the Chicago Comic Entertainment Expo in April, if you want to say hi. So yeah, definitely take water if you're struggling with these generals. Woo, that was easy. Nice. Learn something new every day in this game. I like little interactions. What else was I saying? Robotic Invasion, Gim. Cool, I guess. Gim is cool, okay? That's what I was saying. Gim is the coolest. If you disagree, I will yo-yo up you. I'll give you a bit of the yo-yo toss. Oh, you're from New Zealand, Shadow Hacker. That's awesome. Really cool. How's it going, Steven Thompson? Great to see you. Welcome back. Bunch of Sybil Chicken says Cherry Pepsi Mac is the best. Ooh, sponsors first got Crystal Pepsi. That was like super limited edition that they brought back, right? From the 80s. That was pretty cool. Ah, it's really risky. Don't do that. Don't play risky. Aw, dang it. Yes, you will take contact damage if you hit him then, or if you touch him then, rather. This is normal battle theme, while eerie. If you listen to it too much, it really reminds me of like Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood music. In other words, just really jank and not music at all. If you haven't listened, really, the unholy duology of bad game soundtracks, Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood, and Yoshi's New Island. I dare you to try and get work done while listening to both of those in a row. You can't. You can't. It's impossible. When he brings them back to him, it reminds me of something. But I'm never sure what. Okay. Ah, what? I'm still trying to get this phase down. You can't really get any good attacks in there, because he's always going to element you, even if you're behind him. Cool, we got a lot of tangerines left. Oranges, tangerines, they're really the same thing. That guy is ugly, says Jonathan. More like, belongs in the trash. Ever since Sponsor Zach mentioned that, that's all I can view him as. Welcome back, Ringo. Is True Arena always single player, asked Bob J? No. It's beautiful, amazing fun, and up to 4-player action for when you have friends. They're not included, unfortunately. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Ah, dude. Oh, well, that was annoying. Yes! I thought that would take 2 hits, so I was very excited. Alright, so basically the same amount of health that we had last time, slightly more. Is any of Star Allies online as Lunar Eclipse? Unfortunately not. The action's sure, when we're streaming it. So Morpho Knight likes to dash towards you, and he is actually vulnerable during the dash. He's a lot more mobile than Meta Knight, just in general. And it's a combination of annoying and deadly, as I did before. Well, I'll use that in the context of his Pokemon Gen 1 no Silph Scope Ghost attack. But pretty much describes Meta Knight as a whole now. Annoying but deadly. And Destruction? Got him. I don't know why that never hits. Nice. Very nice. He falls straight down, so if you're attacking from below, be careful not to get hit by the contact damage. That will deal a lot. With Psychokinesis, I don't really have any suggestions. Try not to get hit. Just block. There might be a way to predict where he attacks. I know that he always ends in the middle. Maybe it's all a set pattern. But really, he attacks all around him. He probably takes less damage while using that move anyway. So just be careful. Watch yourself. I don't want you guys hurting your pretty little heads, okay? Like I just did. There are a lot of blind spots in that attack, and it always has the same exact path. Obviously, it changes during his second form, but it always has the same path. I hate this move. So it loops around the Z-axis, and it comes back into the foreground. And where it comes back in, has a relation to where you were standing when you launched. Oh, are you guys trying to counter something? Leafy, what was your first Kirby game, SB Man? My first Kirby game was... Superstar? No. Nah. Hard to remember. Something like that. Yeah, I have an NES. Leafy's tip of the day, says Scoodles. Try not to get hit. I know, right? I'm so insightful. Okay, good. We're heading in with like 95% health. I'll overestimate. Just to give myself confidence. What made you choose Pain, asked Bob J? Described this earlier. I'm studying for videos that I want to do, analyzing all the new copy abilities, and since I'm an artist, artist is really cool to me. Also, artist is better than Spider. Spider's really cool, but Spider is so bad for bosses. Oh my god. Unless I haven't figured out the secret yet, which I will try to for my next analysis video. Jesus Christ, seriously? So you can't actually shoot him then. By the way. You need to wait for 2 shockwaves. Maybe go to the side and pull back is the secret. Just be careful not to use up all your real estate. Make it look like it goes on forever, but they'll just kind of pop an edge on you sometimes, which I hate. I mean, I get it, but I hate it. Like geometry. You can try to between the pillars, right, asked Jonathan? Yeah, but like I mentioned before, if you try to weave through them, it's very difficult. It's a lot easier to just go around. It's really not worth the hassle. Like, when that back barrier pops up on you, it's deadly. Because you can't actually change the camera, so you have no idea when it's coming. Like, there you go. Just for you, Jonathan. Pulling some slick tricks right there. Monster Stack Ash, should I swap out Rabbid Peach for Rabbid Luigi? Oh, dude, absolutely. Rabbid Luigi is so OP. Invest all your stuff into, like, double, triple dash and Vamp dash. Oh my god. You will quickly realize Rabbid Luigi, not only the cutest and coolest Rabbid, but also the most OP. He's awesome. Rabbid Luigi is so good. Rabbid Mario is really good too, Content Sasso. You're right. Luigi is really good. I liked using Luigi, Rabbid Luigi, Mario, and Rabbid Mario. Oh, seriously? Luigi and Mario synergize too well. For that double hero sight, it's too much. And when you get the double hero sight upgrade, so you get like the triple hero sight, oh boy. Oh boy. He's rotating a lot faster than he usually does. So I'm getting messed up here. You know what? No, it's not that. It's that I'm not pulled in enough. Need that angular velocity. Favorite final Kirby boss, that's Bob J. Robobot, no contest. No contest. We're talking true final boss, right? Oh, that Nova reveal. Oh. Yes, Turtle Boss, I will. Coming soon. Splatoon, coming soon. We're gonna do like one a weekish, but because of Star Allies, that kind of got thrown off. Okay, let's try and do something better here. A little at a loss for what to do. Artist is great when you can hit things, but when you can't hit things, Artist is pretty awful. In other words, attacks are good when they damage people. I know, great insight. Condensauce, so I know Luigi's the Steely Stare. It's the same thing. There we go. Okay. That was weird. I like the top-down segment. It's kind of cool. We'll see. I don't think we got to that before. Did we? Yes, we did. We really got to keep moving with these arrows. So my main issue last time was I hit the wall here. Oh, nice. Final phase, yeah, Dylan Bush. Then we got to go inside again, and that's when the real battle starts. That's the soul. Everything here is just like a harder version of the original fight, like a much harder version of the original fight. I literally didn't take damage during the original. But the soul is actually like most soul bosses, is like an actually new boss, and it's terrifying. It combines moves from like Miracle Matter and Dark Matter and stuff. It's absolutely awesome, but it's also terrifying because it's really, really difficult, extremely difficult. And you don't get any healing or anything between all of this, even if you save up danger points. You can't use them. Plus, you have to go through the stupid lasers! Ugh. The axe and the lasers. It's too much for me. Press X during the ability select screen to use the ally instead of Kirby. Whoever asked that. Can't really call it names right now because I'm just quickly glancing at chat while avoiding Diane. Axe Shockwaves. Please understand. The boss info, says Bolivia. Well, I already have, but if you guys are curious. Rise, O Dark Lord of Despair. Crush the stars, lay waste to care. Upon your wing, dark judgment bring. May your symphony of tragedy cause the end. There's a poem that they have, and you get one verse for every form. How's it going, Ewan? Yeah, we're back at it. How about we not even try to dodge here, and we just spam charge shots no matter what? Like, obviously we dodge, but we don't use the spin. Rebecca love it. Oh. Dang it. I told you I'm bad at dodging those. It's so high pressure! I hate it! Oh, that goes on for way too long. Shadow Hacker, I'm left-handed. You can also double to triple jumps to Jonathan. I actually didn't know that. Oh. Are you serious? How did I not know that? No, Joe. Kinda rude. Probably gonna lose here, but we'll try. It's chaos. I always screenshot that. It's so cool. Here too. Game theory. Kirby 64 ripped off Darling in the Franxx. Eat this stupid Toho attack. I don't even know how you're supposed to avoid it. Yeah, that's annoying too. So this will electrify the water, so be really careful, because in case you haven't played Breath of the Wild, if you electrify water, you die if you're in it. Just be careful. No! Ah! Oh. Oh, seriously? Oh. That was so close. I can't even take any chip damage anymore. This is really annoying. So he just goes throughout the sides here. Oh! Oh, I didn't know that could damage you. I thought it was just a visual effect. Oof. Soul Crusher, you gotta do it solo. That's the real way. Oh, well, Still Life does not give you any life in this. It does not give you anything. I'll show you what still life does in this, and it does absolutely nothing. It literally gives you 1% health. It's not worth it. Not even close to worth it. You'll get hit most of the time. Welcome everybody, thank you so much for watching. In case you aren't familiar with my channel, I'm a Nintendo brand ambassador that plays all sorts of Nintendo games. I love to live stream, I love to make strategy videos that deconstruct game mechanics. Check out my yo-yo video that covers the yo-yo copy ability for a good example of that. However, that was made using only the demo. So all of our future videos, such as the artist one that I'm currently studying up on using this stream, is going to be much more in-depth and have the specific examples of how you can apply copy abilities against bosses. Also gonna make some cool boss guides. Might just be in stream form though. We'll be on the lookout for those. We'll be live streaming tons of Kirby Star Allies content, including true arena runs with every single copy ability, true arena speed runs, likely using Ice or Hammer, and normal game speed runs through the actual campaign. So gonna have a lot of fun Kirby content. I absolutely love Kirby. I'm a massive fan that's played every game. So make sure to subscribe if you love Kirby too. Let's give him some love. Lucky Luma, those plans kind of got derailed by Kirby, to be quite honest. At some point. Probably not as soon as you'd like, though, that's for sure. Let's just jump here. Oh! I underestimated how far he goes for some reason. How does Ice do massive damage at Bob J? You'll just have to wait and see. Well, I can show it after this this run. I'll give you a little preview of what I'm labbing up for Ice. No problem, Lucky Luma. I place a huge emphasis on chat interaction during my streams. I think it's super important, and it's what makes streams. I don't get people that stream, but like never answer questions in chat. So I'm pretty much constantly answering as many people as I can, and even if I'm not answering you, you can guarantee that I've read your comment. I always forget about the icicle. Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, that was the final boss's final form. Whoever asked that. Dylan, I think. Welcome back to Madness. And done. Yeah, I've heard you can do some crazy stuff with Spark. I kind of choked there. I choked pretty early. I kind of want to restart the run, but whatever. Death Madness, we were so close to winning. I mean, we didn't even get to the Miracle Matter attack, which is really annoying, so... Oh! A lot of unnecessary damage this run. When he does that flop, that'll damage you. Careful. Ah. That was stupid. I usually like to be on this side so I can understand. But on this stream, I've been cramming myself in. Oh, that's a bad idea. How hard would Como be on Soul Melter S, Derek? Como is awful against bosses, so he'd be extremely tough. I'm gonna do it. I will do it. But he'd be very hard. Very true, Jonathan. You gotta learn from your mistakes. Yeah, Shadow Hacker, I'm a good friend of Johnny's. Rather, he is of mine. Homo really that badass, Anonymous? He's really good, but for enemies and like crowd control, which isn't really a huge issue in Kirby. He doesn't deal a lot of damage. At all. If you utilize your like jump board off of your spider webs, then he's kind of interesting. But he just has awful DPS. Any way that you look at it. Unless there's some elaborate... He's basically the poison of Star Allies. basically the poison of Star Allies. Even if there's an elaborate way to set up some cool DPS for Spider after setting up a bunch of webs, it's still not going to be worth it. It's too much setup. Thank you so much, Lucky Luma. I really appreciate it. Absolutely save up for that Star Allies, dude. As you can see, it rocks. Ah, oh, I always get bamboozled by his fall distance there. Falls just short, and then he dashes the rest of the way. And that always throws me off. Not always, but it has been on this stream. Jonathan. Bugsy does look like he belongs in Pokemon, doesn't he? Yes, okay, so we got the Dream Stock, and I couldn't go for the double, but that was still pretty good. I don't know why I set up the Meta Knight, but I kinda did. Phaedra fight either goes really well or really poorly. I guess you could call it the mirror match. And completely out of range. So you can destroy the fist. I'd say try and focus on one with Vidria, but it's kind of hard when they look the same. Yeah, this run is awful. Let's start. Okay, Alex. Is Staff OP as Kefla fan? No. Staff is really good, but it has, like, no iframes. It has iframes at the beginning of the first jab, which is really awkward. So I'll show you guys a quick technique really fast. It's called jump canceling. Yeah, I think Kirby will get a new Final Smash Boomerang, bro. You see this? See how when you land? Okay. So it doesn't really apply to ice. But when you land, typically you'll like stop dashing, right? Or even, okay, so it does apply to ice. Sorry, kind of choking on stream here. Okay, so you know how when you do a dash attack, it changes your aerial attack, right? It literally doubles the damage that you do, because you rotate twice as fast. Lucario Kid, I'm showing you an advanced technique. So, when you do your normal aerial as ice, which is, Sparkle Flurry, Ice Sprinkle, it deals that, right? But when you do your dash attack, Super Ice Sprinkler, it deals double the damage. The issue against trying to spam Super Ice Sprinkler against enemies is obviously you have to be dashing to use it. So it's super awkward to be moving because then you touch an enemy and then you take damage, contact damage, right? So you're like, well, why don't I just stand still? Well, you stop dashing. If you try and jump again, well, you're no longer dashing and you use normal Ice Sprinkle. But here's the thing. Check this out. If you do a short hop, notice how he's still using the attack when he hits the ground? Sort of jump cancel that. And this is how it works. I'm gonna cover it more in detail in my advanced combat mechanics video, where I'll really show how to do it. But here's how you do it. Here's how it works. You know what? I won't even show you here. I'll show you it against Whispy Wood. Or, Iggy Woods. Thanks for subbing, Paul Curry. Really appreciate it. So that's the magic of jump canceling. How's it going, Mel? Great to see you. Let's do a few more artist runs. I'd really like to win. Maybe we should try Kirby. Ah. Well, you got Sonic Mania Plus Leafy as Thunder05. It feels really icky, I'll say that. Ending up paying the same amount as the people that got a physical copy with the beautiful reversible cover and 32-page art book. Feels bad, man. How's it going, Dino Yosh? Anonymous says, I find it pretty neat that you go this in-depth into all these abilities. I don't think I've seen anybody go that in-depth. Yes, that's exactly why I do it. I feel like somebody needs to. I love Kirby. So, I'm like, hey, this kind of content should be on YouTube. But it's not. Well, what do you do when nobody has something? Make it. It's the free market. Yes, you can do boss rush with any ability and any dream friend, Death Madness. Yeah, Jonathan, I completely agree. He says, to be honest, I thought there would be something more than fighting the Void Soul. Void Soul was awesome, but I feel like they needed one more boss. Because, Meta Knight Returns, Revenge of Meta Knight Returns or whatever, Meta Nightmare Returns, in Robobot, that had 2 extra bosses. It had, no, it had 3. It had Galactonite, Queen Sectonia hologram, and Dark Matter hologram. So we should have at least gotten a Haltman or something. I mean, Haltman wouldn't really fit in the lore, but they could have done. They could have made it work. If they could make Queen Sectonia hologram work and Dark Matter Swordsman hologram work, then they could totally have made Haltman work. And for going Haltman, I'm just saying something that would be low effort, since obviously Morpho Knight and that's it, was high effort. But at least give us superpowered Susie, because we know Susie is still on Popstar, I believe. Double up on this artist here. Painter. I was a little too late, or slow on the execution of the dash attack there. So you can destroy these snowballs, so just keep attacking, it's free damage. Thank you so much for subbing, Tracy Curry. Yes, Mogalore would have been awesome, Neo. I think Mogalore, absolutely. I mean, if they want to redeem him, maybe not. But he would have been a cool fight, is all I'm saying. Mogalore's soul is so cool. The Vidria cannot use Paintbrush, Jordy, unfortunately. Welcome back, by the way. You're just in range again with me. Cool, as long as you're on this side, you'll stay there when he transitions and the area expands. Hit me here? Yeah. Alright. Time for some painter action. Ah, I was just off with my spacing. How unfortunate. Look, B-Man. Can artist summon Fridge? Lucario Kid? Okay, so you can always use Still Life. However, in the intermission area, you won't get any food at all. And since people keep asking about it, this is the only time that I'll answer. Well, I already answered, but this is the only time I'll bother showing it because it's pretty safe here. This is how much HP you get from Still Life, which takes this long to execute. This is how much HP. You ready? That was a little more than usual. That was slightly more than usual, but that's still a very minute amount. It's probably worth it, to be honest, if you get that much all the time. But you don't, unfortunately. Now, if you're not too worried about time, you can just kind of wait it out and farm full health. Not a bad idea, actually. How's it going, Pika Pro? Shadow Hacker has leave you, or let it rip, or go shoot. Go shoot! True fans say go shoot. Come on. If you're a true fan, say go shoot. You can't Still Life between fights, I just said. It doesn't give you any food. It's really nothing. Mr. Shy and Mr. Bright would be awesome. I would love them as dream friends, Dylan. Daniel D. Thanks for selling PokeTuber. Now that I'm looking at it, it's definitely more HP than I initially perceived. I thought they were kind of BMing you with it. Like, just kind of like, haha, that you could heal. Kawasaki can heal, like, full health, by the way. You get enough stars on screen. Oh, and still life deals a minute amount of damage. Kawasaki is incredibly OP mount. Everone, the goal of this stream isn't to beat the true arena. We already did that. The goal of this stream is to beat it with artists. Sponsor Zach, I'm waiting for my Rob Dream friend. Yes, Lucario Kid, my top 3 most wanted dream friends. Well, I guess I said a wrong top 3 then, but Daroch is in my top 3. I really want him. Susie and Robobot Armor as a dream friend, Mayo? That would be sick. Robobot Armor, I'm not entirely sure how well it would fit due to its massive size, but I loved it. Rebecca, thank you so much. I really appreciate the sub. Got a lot of good Kirby content coming. This is just the beginning. I'm very excited. Robobot mini boss music. Oh, sick. I love the Robobot music. It's so Robobot. I don't know. It really has its own character to it. Like, Star Allies, the soundtrack is good. I always mess that up. Is good, but at the same time, it's not distinctly Star Allies. It's just like, oh yeah, this is Kirby music, I guess. But Robobot is so... Robobot's just perfect game. It's really just incredible. My love for Robobot will never die. Finally, something dethroned Superstar Ultra. It's about time. Just got to far-flung Starlight Heroes. How long do I have left in the game? As sponsor Angrio. That's like the last third-ish. Okay. Now. Yep, as predicted. I really struggle with killing Vidra, no matter who I'm using. It's just a lot for me to handle. And I haven't figured out the best way to approach it. Oh, are you kidding me? I got too eager there. Probably for the best. Oh, Epic Yarn soundtrack is amazing, but it's a spin-off, so I don't count it. I listen to Epic Yarn soundtrack all the time since release, though. How do you unlock Soul Melter as Lex and Pop? Complete guest star Who Star Allies Go and level 5, difficulty level 5 of the Ultimate Show. Gotta complete both. Very much typical Kirby True Arena unlock condition. How's the soundtrack in this game, as Deathman? So you're just going over it. It's great, but it's not very distinct. Definitely won't be remembered as one of the great, but it's really good. Main achievement of this game is its visuals. Like the bosses as Komo-san fan. Good question. The main draw for Kirby games, at least for me, is the bosses, the True Arena. Absolutely love the bosses. Why does it say 13 more question mark, as Rebecca? Oh, do you actually have an extra boss at the end? Wait, Termina Soul. No problem, Macho-Nyan Panda Noko. Great to see you. Love the name. Favorite boss theme, Mayo? Good question. You gotta love the Castle Lolo remix for Goldon and Silbox. It's pretty intense. Here I say epic. XT. I'm joking so hard on stream. Anyone who streams can tell you this isn't even my final form when you're... Hey Smellman, how's it going? It's great to see you. It says, hey, this game is fun. I went to the event in Nintendo New York. No way, did you see Gold ever? Because he went there too. I'm jealous. He got this sick poster and he framed it and everything. They also gave out Kirby Pop whatevers, which are always regarded as like a meme fad, but I really need the Kirby one, not gonna lie. No shame. Pop sockets! That's what they're called, pop sockets. Best ability in the game as Soul Crusher. Chef Kawasaki. I'll show him on another stream at some point. That Kawasaki is incredibly OP. His hitboxes are enormous. He attacks super fast, he deals way too much damage. And he can heal. Ton. Like, every single round. While dealing damage. A lot of damage. Limar asks you, get extra points for beating it without using Dream Friends. There are 2 extra point categories. So they'll say, here's your highest score with friends, here's your highest score without friends. And personally, I only consider scores without friends as valid. Friends make it way too easy. They make the game like a breeze. A spring breeze. Sorry. How's it going, sponsor Super Crusher? Missed some intense battles. Yeah, Miracle Matter has some great boss music. I love Dreamland 3 Hyperzone. Got some good tunes. Lucian Banana, I can't believe Pokemon XD is just impossible to discuss. I can't. Without memeing. It's too much for me. Because I love that game. It's so sad. Smellman, continue playing. You're not close to 100%. Have you beat Star Allies Go and True Arena Soul Melter with every single copy ability? Bet you haven't. Such a good game. What's replayability? What's there isn't too much compared to Robobot, but there's so much replayability that it makes up for it, in my opinion. I stand by my opinion that you'll get a more worthwhile experience, like a more fulfilling one, out of Robobot if you're looking for something to play immediately. However, this is a huge however. Once we get all of those nice free updates to Kirby Star Allies, Star Allies will be indisputably best Kirby game. Sure. Especially if you can play as Adeline. For it, and dash. And bam. Got it. I can't wait for Gooey Daniel D. Have you seen his moveset? He has dark matter attacks. It's so intense. We better get some nice lore out of this update. Gooey having those freaky dark matter effects with the incredible, literal, like, special effects. So awesome. It's kind of funny, they did the same attack. Okay, Soul of Avidra is a lot easier, as you can just kind of spam on our paintings here for one. There you go. Easy. What if they added a new Soul Melter boss in an update? That's what I was talking about. I think we should get an 8.0. No healing items. Isn't it pronounced Adeline, as Wimar? If you look at the Japanese spelling, it's Adarenu. So I kind of compromise and say Lee instead of Lang. It's probably Adelina is what it should be. But people get really upset when you say that. Leafy, will we get a Mega Man game on the Switch as Dark Shadow? Absolutely. You'll be delighted to know that this year, we're getting every single classic Mega Man game, 1 through 10, every single Mega Man X game, including, yes, unfortunately, every single Mega Man X game, and the new Mega Man 11 this year on Switch. Amazing, right? So if Wii U owners felt left out, and I certainly did. Well, I think every Mega Man fan felt left out for the past 10 million years. We'll be pretty excited. Ah, that was really close. Fun, fun. How about Susie as DLC as Evaroon? We've discussed this. I would love to see it. I could see it happening. The dev team kind of likes Susie. They made a lot of Susie merch, and she seems to be popular with the fans. I would love to see Taranza as well. I don't really know how or why it would happen, but I'd love to see it. Someone says, we need an update with Magalore, Lolo, and Lalala, and Susie and Haltman. Absolutely. I want Magalore. Please. Homosan fan says, Susie can do stuff. She's good. Exactly. Why should we put Susie in? She can do stuff. Good. Mayo, exactly. Good point. Mayo says, come on, Leafy. Everyone knows her real name is Otto. Otto and Adeline are not separate characters because Adeline's, the first part of Adeline's name is Otto in Japanese. They messed up the translation, so it's not as obvious. It should be ADO, not ADE. That's Cargoon for DLC, dude. They occasionally reference the anime. We've got Devil Kirby in Star Allies. We got Nightmare. Nightmare was fightable in Mass Attack, so you never know. It could actually happen. Obviously Nightmare is not an anime character, but Nightmare had a very anime-specific design, and that's what it was. He had, like, the enemy monitor and stuff. If I remember correctly. And as Cargoon was in it, too, I believe. I could be misremembering, but I swear as Cargoon was in it. And I think Dark Matter Swordsman? You enjoying Star Allies as Big Cammy? I'm such a massive Kirby fan. This definitely did not disappoint. I had very high expectations. I'm having loads and loads of fun, and I will continue to for many, many, many hours. Easily triple-digit game. Monster Zach says, Golden and Silvox are not suitable replacements for Lolo and Lalala. Yes, they are! We can't have them every game, or else it's not special. Ponen Kona had to come back. Yes, Ringo, I know. Welcome, Ivaruno. Thank you so much for subbing. Says, Kirby Air Ride had music from the original Kirby TV series. He's talking about Checker Knights. Daniel D, I like the sound of that. Oh, Big Cammy indeed. I already succeeded using Jeff Kawasaki, and I've come extremely close to succeeding using Yo-Yo, Beetle, and Arden. So, definitely doable. Get that still life up during the transition. Tiny bit of health, thank you very much. Someone asks, what do you think when Meta Knight's mask fell off? I was shocked. I was shocked too, Smellman. Back in Superstar. Meta Knight's mask falls off every time you beat him. So I wasn't too shocked. It's pretty adorable, right? Kirby even has a palette swap in Smash Bros. That makes him look like maskless Meta Knight. Dark blue skin, yellow eyes. Ah! Yeah, that's no good. Let's whip up a still life real quick. Nice. Sick heals. I guess it adds up. You probably get a couple extra oranges if you do it multiple times every fight, huh? That's just really Nate. He said his friends forced him to watch Secrets. That doesn't sound like much of a friend to me. Kracko, it's really easy to be careless and take a lot of damage. Unsurprisingly, I do that. Wait, Feathershot flinches bosses, Everoon? That's really interesting. From Wing? Well, to Lucas Sleep, thank you so much for the kind donation. He says, I can't think of anything to say, so here, money, I just need to beat Sages. That's right. Sages is still #1 because he went a little too crazy back in July. He went very, very crazy because he is excited about Splatoon. Thank you so much, Sponsor Lucas Leaf. How's it going, Sponsor Super Crusher? Great to see you. You like Kirby 3's art style? Asks Smashy Tails. I love Kirby Dreamland 3's art style. Hard to say I love a lot more about it than that. It's such a massive step down from Superstar. Just God, it's hard to say anything good about it after Superstar. Same with Kirby 64. At least they tried to do something unique with the with the fusion system. But man, you compare it to Superstar, and it's like, what the heck? Sakurai, why did you have to leave? What's wrong with you? Sakurai's like, oh, well, I'll make new Kirby games. Well, this is what happens when you don't make Kirby games, Sakurai. We go back to single button press games. Of course, after that, they are able to do fine without Sakurai's help. Reman 3 did have some fun aspects. I love the animal friends, I love Gooey, but the collectibles were so tedious, the game itself was so slow, and it just feels so shallow compared to... It's way worse. Sponsor Ingrio asks, or I guess you aren't a sponsor anymore, huh? What's your favorite of the generals? I like Flamebridge. Well, I was hoping that you could, like, destroy her sword or something. That would have been cool. If you destroy it and she tries to call it back and she's like, oh no! I don't think you can, though. Would have been funny. Oops. Sponsor Zach, the first one. Wait, what? The Guardians have the same voice actor as Kirby? That's awesome. Always with that! Always! Can we have one run where I don't do that? And yes, I know the last one I did that. But outside of that. Watch Lucas Leaf, thank you so much. He says, I'll go harder than Sages. Trust me, be afraid, Sages. You hear, sponsor Sages? Be afraid. Thank you so much for your kindness, sponsor Lucas Leaf. Oof, didn't do so hot on that one. Haha. Thunder, that's a good observation. Starting to figure some stuff out with that spear attack. Okay, so this is what we figured out last time. This is what we learned today. Give her a bit of the old 1-2. You give her another bit of the old 1-2. I think it's just the 1-3. 1-2-3. And bam. Easy. Now for water, I believe you can do the same thing when she's using the water gun. You can electrify it. And she'll, like, get shocked. Sponsor Swirly Knight, thank you so much for the kind donation. It says, I found $1 while cleaning my room yesterday. I also lost my spot to Lucas Leap on the bottom. I swear I'll just donate enough times to push me back out. Sponsor Swirly Knight, you're safe for now. Yeah, sponsor Super Crusher. I love how Vidria just descends. It's kind of cool. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry that you're really sick, sponsor Lucas Leaf. I totally missed your first 2 donations. So sorry. I always hate when I try and block as soon as I hit the ground, but I accidentally air dodge right before that, and it's just so punishing. Oh, I completely messed that up. What a throw. Oh! Wasn't sure if I could avoid that or not. That was way too risky. Don't do risky stuff, guys. It never pays off. That's the biggest thing to take away from these games. Of course, it's hard not to feel the heat during a difficult boss fight. You just want it to end as soon as possible. Wait, what? How did I still damage? Whatever. How am I being so stupid during this fight today? Okay, no more chat. I gotta focus here so I don't miss this. Ah! I jumped too early. Kidding me? Alright, I'm getting hungry. We'll do one more. How do you feel about Spark being retconned as Plasma again as Evrune? Ah. I think they should make up their minds. I think we need Laser. I believe in you, Lucas. Sponsors for Lane. Thank you. 5 for 20, Lucas. Oh no. Thank you, sponsor Lucas Lee. Gatsu. We died to, whoever asked. We died to Golden Brash's corpse throw. Let's go to Hockey Puck. Luke, yeah, I did beat it with Chef Kawasaki. He's really OP. No, not a good start. We'll be fine. How's it going, Green? Hockey Puck, welcome back. It's great to see you again. Can we? Can. Pretty good. And that it. Unzo. Fine, we'll recover from that Whispy with a couple of still lifes. This dude's pretty easy to stall against. In fact, it's pretty abusable, because he'll run away, right? Though if for some reason you're really low on health already, you can... Can't leave, says Rebecca. I must say, eat while playing. No, that's gross. Yes, I do still do Splatoon streams, Hockey Puck. Weekly. Weekly. We're just gonna wait here for a second. Got that still life going. Lots of Lucas Leap says, I really should be saving my money for college, but who needs education, am I right? What's $1 gonna do to $100,000? You know, might as well. Throw a couple at Streamlabs. Thank you so much, sponsor Lucas Leap, for your generosity. Oh, and that was a moot, whatever. I'm being very stupid right now. Extremely stupid. Fraction. No, you can't sponsor Swirling 8. I like Circus Ibaru. I think I'm getting too hungry to play well. Dinner. Usually get a free still life in the boss introductions. we go. Want to bait him into jumping to a position where you can paint your head. Good. Dedede's pretty crazy, hockey puck. I love it. And buffed up by dark matter. And a nice tribute to the original game. Dark matter made him steal all the food. Steal all the food. Yes! Got the cake. Onwards! Alright, Bugsy. Bang. Okay. What was that all about? That's interesting. Bam. Okay. Dash through. Wow, I completely messed up my spacing there. But it's fine. Whatever. I don't know why I tried to do that. Can't disrespect the water bubbles. Woo! That was decent. I hate how the corpses damage you. Stupid. I don't think they should do that. Once they're dead, they're dead. Interesting, suspense grenade. I know, right? Oh, there's a beetle on your bed this morning, Hockey Puck? Gross. Kirby beats Sticker Star. Thankfully, it's not. Pika Pro says this looks sorta easy, trust me. Those are funny words, my friend. Oh, awful spacing, what the heck? I got too eager. I thought he was gonna use his other move. Damn it. Too hungry. That's my John. Got that double Meta Knight slash. It's so good. Ah, that was awful. That was so bad. That's too much chaos with helpers for me, Vaughn. You know someone's a retro Kirby fan when they say helpers instead of Star Allies. I should not be triple oranging Cone and Cone. Maybe not, Sponsor Nate. I don't know if I'll do anything like that again. I might, it was super successful, we'll see. To elaborate, the issue with not interacting with chat while streaming, even though it's great to avoid spoilers, it's not really great for getting subscribed. Almost messed up the timing there. Almost got some contact. But I didn't. They're so cute. I love the chubby little Tanuki. They're really adorable. Come on, coward! Face me. Think you can take me? Ah, dang it. Iruun, Morpho Knight was so hype, man. Thanks, Ark. Whew, nice pivot. And still alive. No, my donut thing! I don't really know what that is, but I think it's a lumpy donut. So that's what I'll call it. Yeah, I'll heal for the same. Yeah. Get a bit of damage in if you're feeling daring. Unsurprisingly, I am often not here. Focusing. I see your dodge. Yes, but Cammy, I do. Game tells you that. Dang it. Don't want the chip damage from that water. Notice how much it deals. It's something to do with the way that chip damage is calculated. That multi-hit attacks deal a lot. Yeah, Spawn, I do use creative destruction sometimes, you'll notice, but the thing is that it's often not the best option. It can be decent though. Whew. Popsicle! Kind of fitting, huh? Like we'll want to use it here. There we go. There's your love. That was awful. I hate when I get the base. I'm not a huge fan of RNG like this. I know! I knew I messed up as soon as they did that. Never do that. I'm mad at myself. I should not have taken it. Honestly, it wasn't really something I can afford to take. Still life and still get hurt. Oh, that's clutch. Yeah, Artist doesn't have much going for it. Its moves leave you open for so long, Vaughn. I completely agree. Planning to get Kirby over Spring Break Death Madness? Sounds like a good plan. Iruun, no problem. Love the questions. Good ones. always feel bad when I put out all their fireballs. Yes! Not want that contact damage. Okay, this time we float behind her. Come on, come on, come on, come on. She takes reduced damage in this state. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Yep, I was really close to being impaled by that ice shard, Jonathan, but all enemy attacks despawn when you, the enemy. Right. Big Cammy, I plan on doing guest star Who Star Allies Go with every single character. I'll live stream some of them. Let's go. Refrigerator Kirby. Why am I glowing? Oh, I think it was just a weird reflection of the light from the star. That was really weird. You guys see that? I hate this. I hate this. Oh, really? Really? I did not deserve that. You know it. Alright, let's short circuit. Messed that up. Obviously. In case you couldn't tell. Bam. Let's go paint a little picture. Alright. Sponsor Angry asks, do you think Nintendo will delay Yoshi or Fire Emblem? No, I think they'll both come this year. How's it going, Nintendo and more? Great to see you again. Welcome, I like memes. Thanks for coming. We're not Kirby because you can change to a helper by pressing X on the character select screen. I think the helpers are cooler. Sponsor Lucas Leaf, thank you so much for the generous donation. Katsu, to answer your question, I was in an intense battle before. To answer your question, my favorite brand of water is Ice Mountain. Kind of a funny question to ask. Transition to fire. Ah, dang it, base. Not worth it. Nah, I get it. Favorite Star Ally or helper? Asked Machin on Pandanoko. Probably, him. Coolest. You can actually just attack this thing and kill it. His Dark Matter things look a lot more menacing than they actually are. Probably because he's more of an amateur cultist than a real name. Man, this run's going great so far. Don't want to jinx it though. Full. Right. Literally just run away is my current strategy here. Ah! Didn't work as well as I would have liked it to. You got the nice trading blows there. God, that's so much chip damage! What the heck? Did you see that? That was ridiculous. Note to self, don't get hit by the ice. one blocking. God, that was so much. Probably just throw that out, huh? Okay. That was awful. Yeah, sponsor angry. At least Altman doesn't throw quote-unquote unconscious. That's what we tell the YSRB people around. Come on. How hard is it to break this? Ooh, that's some chip damage. I really want to kill that. I'm curious. I really want to try and break this again. That was cool. Come on! Oh, God. Ready to kill him. You sponsor angry? Maybe is Meta Knight dead at Stark? No, absolutely not. Meta Knight's not dead. Suplex is a classic deathmatch. Doesn't come back in every game. It's an absolute classic. Got that still life in? You gotta snack up before fighting the strongest warrior in the galaxy. Ah! Okay, phew. I was gonna say, yes, I dash attack just so I could get to my cake. Don't judge me. And bow, 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 bow. A bit of this. Yeah. I call that my super slam move. The only move I have. Besides my running super slam move. What? His sword is a hitbox? Or a hurtbox, rather? Oh, that's sick! I didn't know that! Oh, it's so good. Speaking of hitboxes, his entire body is one. He somehow forgot. Okay, so here's his weird PSI. PSI teleport right here. No! Sponsor Nate! Different. Hitboxes and hurtboxes are two different things. When I say it's a hurtbox, I mean that if you hit his sword, he will take damage. Last stream, I discovered that if you hit his sword while he's charging up, he will take damage. Which should be pretty obvious in hindsight. But I thought that since he's charging up, I should be at least safe to dash into it, you know? Because he's not actually swinging it. Welcome to Bomb333. Thank you so much for the generous subscription. And thank you so much to Lucas Lee for the generous donation. He says, I got an email saying that the Wibwob support people or whatever saw my request to have my account back. And they said it may take 2 to 3 hours. It's been 2 weeks. That's Wibwob support for you, dude. I'm so sorry. Black Knight is in the game. Death Madness, that's him. He was taken over by a Morphle Butterfly. Oh, ooh, we did pretty well, huh? Headed into the final battle with max health. Almost max health without that last tangerine, too. Now for complete genre shift. I don't like when final bosses do that, says Bone. Well, here's the thing, Bone. Literally every Kirby game's final boss has a shooting sequence. So it's not even a genre shift. Because the genre is Kirby, and part of that genre is having an epic shooting scene in the final boss. And I love it. It's one of my favorite parts about Kirby. Darkness King says, looks very hard even for a Kirby game. Even for a Kirby game, please. Kirby games get very hard at the end. I know, she's adorable, Vidria. No? Wait, Termina. Oh, you're over. Okay, remember what we learned. am ready. There's so much end lag on your shots. You can't dodge out of them too quick. I don't like it. In my opinion, they should patch it, but that might just be kind of scrubby. It just feels so awkward. I'd rather have like a stamina meter or something for dashing. Have it be so annoying and clunky. How do beaten bosses not die? Asked Dark Shadow. Oh, you think they don't die? Dude, I have bad news for you. Oh. How do I break the news to Dark about 02? Poor guy had a cute little band-aid on his head, and you stabbed it with crystals. You shot crystals at him out of a gun. At his tiny, cute little band-aid. Okay, get in and rotate. Really gotta get in close. Don't be timid, like I sometimes am. Evaroon, I really want Prince Fluff as DLC. That's a huge one. Almost there. Okay. Man, this final boss is way better than Breath of the Wild's. I was really upset about Ganon. He's so easy. This game is 4-player multiplayer hockey puck, and it's an absolute blast. How's it going, Any Melon Juice? Welcome back. Can't figure out a good strategy. Take too long, he starts getting real annoying real fast. Yeah, we're attacking its heart. This music is incredible. This is one of the best final boss themes for me. It's just beautiful. I'm not doing too hot on the HP. Wish there was some way to heal here. Yes, definitely looks like an owl to me, man. Observation. Oh yeah, so I've been told that you can double jump, which is incredibly useful. I never really tried, I don't know. For some reason, I just thought you wouldn't be able to. Apparently you can triple jump too, but that's not working for me. You can absolutely double jump, which is way more useful than normal jumping. Magler Soul EX and this is where it gets really tricky. the double jumps are so useful for the shockwaves. What the heck? Wish I knew that 10 million years ago. Then, bah! Bam! Slam! Jam! Shoom! And Deadzo! And Dunzo! And woo! Told ya, dead. Dang. Yeah, Speaker Pro, this is the true final boss. Gotta earn this. Slam! Ah. Master Crown. True form. Show me your true form. Ah! I actually dodged it! That's literally like the only time I've ever dodged that. Not too lucky with that one, though. Now this stupid thing. Ah! No! Oh! Oh! Did I get him before that hit me? I didn't see it. Did I get him before that hit me? Ah! Ah! All right, into the belly of the beast with 25% health. We got this. Got so many theories, Vaughn. Nobody knows what's up with this thing yet. But this is awesome. But yeah, Alethea wants to see the boss info. Just for you. No telling if it's true, but according to the ancient scrolls, Void Termina may rise again in other forms depending on whether positive or negative energy is gathered. It seems this being of darkness will wander the galaxy until one day he is reborn into a new existence. When he returns, hopefully it will be as a... So my theory is that since Gooey is made of dark matter and there's no explanation as to why Gooey is friendly, Gooey is Void Soul influenced by positive energy. So you'll notice that Void Soul kind of looks like he's almost mocking Kirby. That's because Kirby's positive energy is so powerful that it's influencing Void Soul's development as he stands there. That's kind of adorable. Of course, simply playing as a helper and not Kirby is not game. Stupid. So that's a full gear right there for Kawasaki. Ah! I got too greedy. That's frightening. It's the water. Like, you think he's gonna... Critical matter. Very nice, my dude. Epic meme. Epic attack. Oh god, I've never even encountered this attack before. I slaughtered this guy as Yo-Yo, so... Not as Yo-Yo, as Kawasaki. And as Yo-Yo, but I didn't win. Ah. Oh yeah, so it's either bottom or top of the screen. And then I think it's like sides or something. Oh yeah, this is stupid. As you know, that's not annoying at all. And it shield pierces. Should've known. Balls. Ah! He lasts for so long. My invincibility frames ran out. I should have discarded. I should have played safer. Well, good game, my friends. We'll resume tomorrow. I gotta eat. Thank you so much to everybody for coming. Subscribe for Kirby Star Allies content. Subscribe to see us beat him tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be doing Beetle, and we'll be doing Artist. We'll finish up Artist, and we'll do Beetle. Sound good? I think that sounds good. Till then, peace.